All right, what's good, everybody? What's going on? Happy Friday, y'all. Bro, before we get into it, man, I'm gonna put the rules out there, man. Um, there's been a lot of BS going on in the chat. So to all my shooters, you see any racist stuff in the chat, man, go and get that out of there. You know what I'm saying? Any weird stuff. Now, if you coming at me, it's cool. If y'all have an argument in the chat, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Don't kick nobody out. Don't time nobody out. But if it's some racial stuff, like these past couple of days, bro, yeah, I went back and looked. And I'm like, nah, bro. I mean, we not having that over here, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love the trolls, but that's a little too far, bro. So like, and also the viewers ain't liking it. You know what I'm saying? They was hitting me up like, dude, they was watching the replay, and then they like, dog, this guy's this guy that, this guy said, you know, yeah, we can't have that. All right, we definitely can't have that. All right, we gonna move along from that. Make sure y'all, hey, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? With no problem, easiest way to support the channel. You know what I'm saying? As always, if you're feeling friendly, hit the super chat. But if you're feeling even more friendly, hit that subscribe button. You understand me? Also you can hit the Cash App. Salutes who told Cino that told me about put the Cash App. Like I said, I used to do it, but I ain't had it up here in a while. So y'all see it pop up frequently. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, I don't like it just sitting on my screen. To me, that's kind of tacky. That's no slight to nobody else. Everybody do what they feel. It just for as my setup, it feel tacky, if that makes sense. All right, man. So y'all see what it says. It's open discussion night. Not a whole lot of news. It's like a whole lot of the same news going around. But for anything of the news that's coming out that you want to get up here and talk about, like I said, the link is pinned at the top. All right. For everybody over there on X, the link is pinned to the top. All right. On my page. And everybody on X, retweet this. You get what I'm saying? Share this over there on X for your boy, so we can grow over this way. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So don't waste no time. The link's at the top. Come on in, stay your peace, and let's get this going. This show is ran by y'all tonight, and it's gonna last as long as it lasts. I'm gonna say it like that because it's not a whole lot, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. We got February 22nd coming up, but that's so far away. We got Pacheco and Nelson. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a great fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I'm hoping for an upset. You know what I'm saying? You know, Pacheco is supposed to be the money boy. You know, he's the favorite in the fight. It's a bunch of fights, man. Let me get this up, man. I just know February lit. And then March, you know, we got Tank, whatnot. I'm eager to see what's going to happen after that fight, more so other fight. Who's he going to fight after that, and where is he going to try to go, or if he's going to try to go. We all been seeing the tweets, the post, you know, him saying he going to stay loyal to Al. But it looked like Al, I don't know what Al doing, bro. I don't know where Al moving this to. Maybe it is going to do the Netflix thing, but then it's out there that Amazon might be getting ready to drop them because he hasn't fulfilled, you know, the contract that he had with them based on how many fights he was going to put on Amazon. So I don't know. I don't know which way is up with that. For the meantime, I'm definitely going to get to the bottom of it. I got a lot of popping going. I don't know. I might be tripping, but I heard a lot of popping for what it is. Heavy Bag said, "What's the fights I'm mostly looking for?" Man, I'm be honest with you, bro. Is the Madrimov and Victor Ortiz is the biggest fight to me, you know, to look for. I mean, is it bigger than Bivol and Beterbiev? Maybe so. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, because we didn't see that before already. But I definitely want to see that Madrimov and Virgil. Man, you didn't put me on the spot, bro. You didn't put me on the spot, bro. Let's see what other fights coming out. I could be 100%. Salute to Casino that jumped up here, man. What's going on, bro?
Man, what's happening, man?
Same old shit, different toilet, man. Same old shit, different toilet.
Yeah, man. Look at T.O. He had said, "What fight you looking forward to the most?"
Yeah, that's why I was saying that Madrimov fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the one.
I did want to see that Noye fight, but he fighting the guy on last notice, so I could wait for the replay on that. I was actually gonna get my ass up and actually watch that. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only fighter I get up for. Like, get up early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of fights. And it's my birthday lit, though. I ain't gonna say I got Pacheco and Nelson on my birthday. Cardenas and Costa. I think Cardenas and Acosta fight on my birthday, too.
Who you got in that Pacheco fight?
I'm riding with Nelson. I want Nelson to give up a damn upset, bro. That's what I want, bro. I do, bro. I do.
Nah, I mean for what? I
You
mean
know,
because he brought Crawford and shit.
yeah, bro. I want to see good. I just feel like he was a fighter you just didn't get to see that often, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He a
Yeah,
good fighter, bro. He just wasn't out there enough. You know what I mean? For people to even know who he is or whatnot. You know what I mean? You
that
know.
nigga T.O. said I'm ready. He said my nigga Castillo ready for that Roach fight. Hell yeah,
yeah,
hell yeah, I'm ready for that shit. I
he
mean, like
think
I mean, it's gonna be lit. I mean,
he think he gonna be he think he finna get demolished. I don't think he gonna get demolished though. I don't. I think of course Tank gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be like Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
I don't know.
I've been peeping out his Roach and Post. He got a channel, right?
Mhm.
And he posting this whole shit where he like training at the Pro Box gym and all that. Hey, little dude got some size on him, bro.
Yeah.
Like some for real size on him, bro. He not no little bitty dude, bro.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
that was messing me up. I was like, damn, bro. Like I seen other pictures where he looked like he had some size. But yeah, bro, he definitely ain't on no weight cut right now, bro. He
Yeah,
ain't on
but
no weight cut.
he looked scared when they faced off, so that's why like
I think I don't know, bro.
he was biting his lip
Sometimes,
like this and shit. He was doing
hey man, I'm ever since that Du Bois and that motherfucking Anthony fight, bro. I ain't gonna say who looked scared no more or not, goddamn it, because I thought Du Bois looked confused. He wasn't ready. AJ looked focused, and then what the fuck happened in that motherfucker?
yeah, nah, I can't. I don't see no shit like that happening.
That
But I
shit
mean,
fucked me up.
if something like that was to happen, like well, nah, it can't happen like that. But if like let's just say Roach was to win, I feel like people would be wanting to fight him. Then like people would stop ducking Tank.
I feel like Roach got to knock him out the way. Tank is the last thing they got, bro.
Yeah,
Going in that fight, bro. Yeah, you gonna knock Tank out, bro. You gonna have to make that shit convincing, like Usyk did with Tyson Fury, bro, where they couldn't rob you. Like you got it. I'm telling you, he can't make it close. You gonna get robbed. You gonna get
yeah.
robbed.
I'm not really worried about Roach, man. I don't think he. I don't think
I'm
he's
not,
bad. I
this.
don't think
I'm
he's
talking
bad.
in positivity because I want him to give Tank a problem. You get what I'm saying? That's how much of a good fight I want it to be. I don't want to see Tank going and just, you know what it is for me. Growing up when I used to watch Mike Tyson, after a while I got tired of watching Mike Tyson because I knew what was gonna happen. This nigga finna get the dude out of there in 3.5 seconds. I'm finna be fucking pissed off, and then the hype was long lived. It was longer than the actual fight. You know that
Yeah.
I get that. I'm getting that with Tank now. Like, damn, bro. So I'm hoping
But
it's a challenge.
Tank don't get him out there like Mike Tyson do. He take rounds. He get rounds in the bank. You know, and
Yeah,
like
man.
and I be like, I shoot, man, I be thoroughly entertained, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I be
Yeah,
thoroughly.
because you a glutton for punishment. You want to see that motherfucker get him up out of there. You was I like punishment too, goddamn it. But your ass like kill his ass, goddamn it, get
I be
him.
like it. I be like it when they be coming in there ready to fight, bro. I be liking when niggas come to fight too, bro, like niggas talk shit about that Rolly fight, bro. But bro, I watch that fight a lot, bro. Bro, I watch that fight all the time. That shit was
Yeah,
lit.
no. On everything, dog. Just to give Rolly's credit, and because I'm never gonna contradict myself on this motherfucker. Rolly was winning that fight. Rolly was
Yeah,
winning that fight all the way until he wasn't. That boy, that
yeah,
was the most disciplined you seen Rolly, and it was Bullet that got his ass fucked up talking about jump on him. I said,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you still real bad. But
Because I was
that fight
like,
was
damn,
thoroughly
all right,
entertaining.
Rolly. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that was the fight where I was like, man, he finna beat the fuck out of Rolly. And Rolly showed me something different. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, man.
nah, man, I want to see the Tank fight. I do with no problem. You know what I'm saying? This nigga. Hey, see what's going on, bro? What is that picture you got, my
What's
guy?
good, man? What's
He
good?
holding Shakur, baby
Yo,
Shakur.
Leave it to AC. What the fuck? I thought I had some crazy AI pictures.
Man,
Fuck no, bro.
man, that shit funny
yeah,
as hell.
yeah, I had to put that there for my Shakorian fans, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I'm
my.
like, look, bro, y'all could. I mean, we all have our fighters we choose, but you know, let's at least when there's areas to criticize, can we at least do that as an honest fan? Can you do that? And
Yeah, yeah, you
you,
got it. You got it. If you can't just you just can't praise a motherfucker, goddamn me, without
man,
criticism. If you do that, then you just a fanboy.
yo, bro, I
Speaking of
know
that,
motherfuckers out here that Shakur could step in some dog shit and then step on a brand new sneakers and they tell me, nah, he ain't step on my foot. That wasn't dog shit. That was mud. It was raining that day. It was raining that day. I seen him cut through the grass. Word to my mother,
hey,
I'm like, bruh, listen, that's dog shit. You can't smell that? Mud don't stink like that. Nah, bro, it ain't what it is, man. That ain't
hey,
what it is.
Hell
see,
nah.
you have
What's
you
good?
noticed people be trying to take advantage of the fact that Tank don't speak much, so they be
Yeah.
like, they be like, uh, Tank never said Shakur ducked him. If he ducked him, he would have said he ducked him. Well, guess what? Tank then finally said, goddamn,
Yeah,
he
that's
finally said,
the part that kills me is, you know, I know people who go back to this recent interview with Shakur and stuff like that, and some people got to speak to him and things like that, and you know, Shakur didn't answer he never answered not one of the questions that they directly asked him. You feel what the only question
Mm-hmm.
he answered directly, which I just don't see it. I'm like, bro, listen, I ain't never. I don't know what fight Shakur was in that he ran. So the whole running narrative, I don't know where that came from. I don't subscribe to that at all. Um, so you know, some people will go back to the De Los Santos fight and be like, nah, just watch that fight. I'm like, all right, I didn't see a nigga run though, bro. I don't know. So
you ain't
I,
see him run.
nah, not in my opinion. Where like I would say this when compare that to when, and I'm a huge fan of Keyshawn. To Keyshawn when he fought the dude when it was like a wrestling match in the first few rounds.
Which fight?
That was the
Uh,
fight. That was the fight before Limos.
oh, bro, that
Mm-hmm.
fight was, bro, that was the fight that really, that fight impressed me more than the limos fight though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now check this out. If you go back to the first round, go back to the first round of that fight. Remember when old boy was coming out and he was mad physical? Keyshawn found himself up against the rope and then took off. He literally had his back turned to old boy and he ran. So I was like, but I'm not saying that okay, from that one incident, Keyshawn is a runner. I mean, I've seen MMA fighters do it too. Guys
Mm-hmm.
just swinging reckless at you. You get caught up near the fence, like, oh shit, that's the gate. And then you just kind of like do that little scuffle off type run so you can get some clearance. You feel what I'm saying? Every fighter does it. So I don't judge one incident and then label that person as that. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't subscribe to that. But when he was asked about the whole Tank situation and stuff like that, he's still he's still feeding his fans of saying, listen, here's the deal with that. I didn't know and nobody informed me that he did this, but you know, as far as my people got back to me with it, oh, you just said you didn't know, but then your people's got back to you. The two can exist in the same reality. So when I look at situations like that, I'm like, he's telling y'all two different things, bro. But at the end of the day, man, Tank has never been the one to take his negotiations to the internet. When people said, "Yo, I never asked for those fights," oh, Tank said he never asked for those fights. Okay, so if you rocking with the game plan and you moving how they want you to move, like they did with Terrence Crawford, like they did with Shakur Stevenson, like they did with Deontay Wilder, like they did with Jared Anderson and all of that. You can ask for certain things, but then when you ask for it, you have to accept those consequences. Jared Anderson asked for the Bacoli fight, he got his head taken off.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes it's like, you got to protect the young fighter against himself and let them run the race that the promotional company who has more than 50 years of doing this shit and creating champions, let them do it. And I'm just talking about Top Rank when I made that last statement. But as far as Shakur, as far as Tank saying I never asked for those fights, it's because he was under Floyd Mayweather's thumb. He was Floyd Mayweather's prodigy. You
Right.
don't ask for fights. You get the fights that they give you because it's a bag attached to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, why would he ask for a fight when they moving him in a way that created a superstar from nothing? And that's not the PBC model. Their model is to take a guy who's already famous and make him even more famous.
Yeah, try to blow him up. Like I said,
Exactly.
that's why I said PBC. If PBC was a PR firm, man, they'd be the best.
Oh my God, they be the marketing PR
They'll be the
firm of
best.
the
Kelly
decade.
Swanson could do. Kelly Swanson know how to do her job. Like if like I said, motherfucker, Top Rank would be the D League, right? You graduate from there, take your ass fucking Golden Boy, run through the show that you can rub up with the Mexicans, and then PBC get behind you and blow you all the way up. It's like when we was kids watching WCW, and then we liked WCW because they went hard at that motherfucker. But then when they went to WWF, we was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga made the
it's
big
like,
time.
oh shit,
you know?
this is a different level. Look at the crowd, look at the energy. I mean, it's just you got Raw, you got all types of things that come with that. So once you're on that platform, you could say, yeah, I pretty much made it. All I got to do is now show up and show out. So it's like, okay, out of everybody in boxing, who is known for taking their negotiations to the internet? That guy. That guy over there with the last name of Stevenson. He did it
But
with
that
was Go ahead.
No, I think like I watched the interview over there with Najee, right? And he said Tank said that he turned down the contract, and he was like, "Well, put that shit out," because he never saw it. And he said like, if you and he said what Najee said they sent somebody on your team. He said, okay, put their name with it, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's gonna be a problem because he never got it. But we were just talking about that. I feel like when it comes to contract shit and all that stuff, that's stuff we shouldn't even be knowing about, bro. If it's a fight brewing in the making, if let it come out when it's finalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? That could a whole lot of ducking shit down.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't look at Shakur and tell he lying like a motherfucker.
I don't know if he lying. I'm be honest with you though. I'm be honest with you because I have seen instances where like a motherfucker was like, I ain't get offered no fight, and then come to find out, you hear Bob say,
no
and then you hear Bob say, well, yeah, we were offered it, but he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
So the actual boxer knew nothing about it, and then Bob comes out and talk about it a month later. You get what I'm saying?
Now
but he did know about it.
I've seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you why I feel like he knew about it, because I feel like he's a liar. Because I mean, when Stephen Espinosa said that he wanted a multi-fight deal, and we was only offering him a one-fight deal. So you mean to tell me you didn't know
that's
about
an offer? See, we gotta make that clear. An offer is different than a contract, like sign this and we're gonna fight. An offer is your stipulations and how much you're gonna get paid.
It's just a play on words, then, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's two different things.
No, I know. I'm saying it's a play on words. I'm saying Shakur, like he's technically not lying because he probably technically didn't get no contract, but nigga, you know the fuck we talking about.
Yeah, he had an offer.
You know what we talking about.
But I'm not mad. But I'm not mad at him. Like I said yesterday, was it yesterday? I don't remember. But I'm not mad at motherfucker if I know it's a good chance. Like this is the fight of fights for me. You get what I'm saying? And I know what type of fight this motherfucker finna be. Yeah, I want a chance to get my get back. Goddamn me, fuck that. I feel like that's like in this day and age where the A side, it's cool for the A side to have a rematch, but then the other guy don't get to get his get back for. That's telling me then, what was that guy really even worth your time fighting? Then you get what I'm saying? Like, did you pick him to be an easy go? I feel like it should go both ways.
It is what it is, though. I mean, you said, is it just an easy go and stuff like that? That's what you're asking. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but then I got to protect my. What I'm saying is I have to protect my side though. Yeah, y'all want to give me one? No, you gonna sign me for two then?
Well,
That's what it
don't
means. Like it
ever
was.
don't ever bring his name up again. Quit promoting yourself with his name, all that
Yeah,
shit, bro.
that's
Shut
the
the fuck
fucked up
up.
part. But this is
Shut the
where
fuck up. You know what I mean?
this is
What
where
it
I would agree with old boy right there. What's your name again, partner? I don't want to
casino.
call you
Casino.
Casino.
Yeah.
I would say this. I I I would say it like this. Shakur has been caught in out and out lies. I've seen and I've spoken to certain boxers on interviews and stuff like that. And
Mm.
I've asked, I said, you being in the boxing game, you know what I'm saying? Not every offer gets to your ear unless it's something tantalizing, yes or no. And he was like, yeah, if it's a big name and it's blah blah blah, then it'll make my way. Or sometimes we just talk to each other. We may
Right.
see each other at a certain spot and be like, yo, listen, yo, here's my card, here's my people's card. Let's try to make a fight, man. It's a big bag for both of us. And then both of us are on the same page, then we start talking and then the shit get done. You know what I'm saying? He said, but
Yeah.
more often than not, what boxing fans have to realize is we're out doing a whole bunch of other shit. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Taking care of families. Some guys still have to work and shit like that, or run they businesses and things. So there are instances where a fight, where someone from an opposing team calls us, right? And
Mm.
just in between everything, my lawyer and my team may be handling it and saying, well, can you send us a term sheet so we could really look at what you're offering to see if it's a
Right.
big enough, if it's actually worth it, if it makes sense. And this is where these guys always say if it makes sense. And then when the team looks at this, they're like, nah, this is not, you're not quite there yet, or my guy isn't quite ready yet. And then that the fighter never hear from it, which goes to your point. You feel what I'm saying? So in
Right.
in in these situations, sometimes a fighter doesn't do it. But here's the thing: once you become a superstar, you are the head of the spear. Everything is supposed to come to your ear, whether good, bad, or indifferent. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you're the head of the spear. You're the
Right.
person that everybody under you is supposed to be working for. The lawyers, all of them, they work for you. So
Right.
when we used to say, well, is he a boss? Does he control his own career? Remember that a couple of years
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
leading up to 2018, 2019. This is what
Yeah.
everybody was saying. Who's the boss and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. You
That's
put the
when
weight.
you really find out who's who. Now, with the way Shakur's been talking, it's like, listen, bro, you said at before when Loma dropped out, uh, there were two interviews you did, one here in America, and then you did one in the UK, or both of them might have been in the UK, where you were saying in one interview that the Tank fight could happen by that Loma date. Y'all just trying to settle with money. So you knew about the offer. You knew about no the second interview. You saying, um, the first interview you were saying, yeah. I at first I didn't know about it, and then my team got back to me and told and informed me about the fight and everything, and I was like, yeah, let's make it happen. When old boy saw you on, I don't know if it was whoever's channel it was, and Tank's people said, would you do it for 6 million? You said, yeah. The dude told you, I'll be in contact. So you knew all of these things was coming down the pipe, and for you to come out here and say these people are lying. I didn't know nothing about any Tank fight. Nothing was ever sent to me. No, you're right in the fact that it wasn't sent directly to you, but it was sent to your
Right.
team. Don't
Right.
give me
And
half
that's
a
a
truth.
problem.
Yeah, don't
Right.
give me half a truth and then try to tell me the half of the truth is the whole truth. Because this is where fans do have a memory like myself. So it's like,
I'm
bro,
gonna tell you.
you've been caught out
I,
there at least 3, 4 times.
mm-hmm.
Bob Arum even came out and said, yeah, these negotiations are going well. We expect everything to be buttoned up really soon. It's just settling on the money. They was talking money, and now we heard the other thing about a 1 or 2 fight deal. Why would PBC sign you to a multi-fight deal when you told us you want to be undisputed and you were in the camp with 3 Infinity Stones? You had one, Loma had one, Bernacek has one. Why would you leave there and they offered you a 5-fight deal? In those 5 fights, not one of those fights was for another belt?
Yeah, but when it comes to them belts, man, and I'm this ain't to take up for them. Them contracts be a motherfucker. You go for another belt, then you basically got another extension. So
that's
it's like
with the PBC. That's
but,
not. I don't know if that's top rank.
No, it's top rank. It's top rank.
Okay.
So like,
all right, so
like what I'm saying is, I'm only assuming. This is me. This ain't fact, but this is me assuming why he wanted that 2-fight deal. Just because if he lost, he wanted his rematch. That's the only reason I can see why he would say no. There ain't finna be no 1 fight. You know what I'm saying? I want a 2
But
fight.
Do you ask for that after you said, number 1, Dev was easy. Number 2, Tank has never fought the level of competition you are, and he's scared of you, and yada yada yada. Why not take the 1-fight deal, beat the shit out of him, and have him begging you for a rematch?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it don't do that because it's already a rematch clause automatically for Tank. That's what I'm saying. Tank has never fought without a rematch clause. It's just it's a one-way rematch clause. You get what I'm saying? So if Tank would have lost, it was an automatic rematch. You get what I'm saying? It just if Shakur won, it wouldn't have been an automatic rematch.
Let me say something like this. I want to put it like this.
So I mean, I get it.
Nobody want to see Shakur again after that first time. It's a lot of people don't even want to see him the first time. So I mean, I feel like Tank was right not giving that nigga no rematch clause. And Shakur, I mean, to be fair, Shakur, if you don't feel like he could beat Tank, don't take the deal. And you didn't take the deal.
I don't think it's that, bro.
It was offered to you, and the fact that it was offered to you and you didn't take the shit, shut the fuck up.
It's like not having insurance, bro. It's like I'm not gonna let nobody work on my house and they ain't got insurance, bro. Like I gotta have some insurance.
I hear you on that, but this is what I looked at. I always ask myself, how did we get here? Right? And then I just remove my biases, whether I like you as a fighter or not, I'll remove all of that and just follow the events of what really happened. Not no speculation, no nothing. Just the events that actually happened. And when you look at it, all right, you said you hurt your hand before the De Los Santos fight. So since De Los Santos, you've been having hand injuries.
Yeah.
Right?
I think actually before that, for real, he got fragile hands. But yeah, that was the first time he admitted.
This is okay. Now this is key. If you got fragile hands, right, and then you're hearing between the 2 dudes you look up to the most, which is them making a statement that you should run your own race. Okay. Your Loma drops out of the fight. You put yourself in that position to get that fight. People start talking about that fight. That's the only thing that makes sense. Tank better fight Shakur, blah, 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 blah. It's the only mega fight. You yourself, Shakur, said that fight is bigger than Bud versus Canelo. It is the biggest fight in boxing. How could you go into the biggest fight in boxing knowing you got hand issues? So you wasn't going to stay around to sign shit anyway because your hands ain't good enough to keep Tank off you. So at the end of the day,
they'll never be good enough to keep Tank off of him.
No, I'm just saying. But
what you're saying is, if his hand, he's saying, I get what you're saying. He's saying if you knew your hands was fucked up, you knew you was gonna be no good for that fight anyway. So you was jerking everybody's leg.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I get what you're saying. It was the same thing with the boots of Norman. That was the same thing with that.
Yes, sir.
And his manager Jay Prince.
Yes, sir. And I
don't believe Jay Prince believe he can beat Tank. Jay Prince is too smart. Jay Prince, it don't matter, bro. I could sign a nigga.
But this is why
I know he ain't better than another. Just because I sign a nigga don't mean I don't know the nigga ain't better than another nigga. Like
Jay Prince.
Jay Prince is a very smart dude, bro.
But
he knows the fuck.
that's the thing. You in this sport, you don't gotta be better. You just gotta put the right punches together. You don't have to be
Man, I
better
know
than nobody.
Jay Prince don't believe that shit. Like,
Now,
so
this is the only thing
basically
I'm
what
gonna
I'm trying
say
to
about.
say is,
Go ahead.
bro, they gonna have to goddamn get so much money for that boy to be able to go, like, for them to feel comfortable put him in there
See, you right
with
there.
Tank. You see what I'm saying? They gonna want so much money for the shit
You
because
right
they
there
know he
for what I
gonna
was
lose.
about to say. You
They
right
know
there
he
for
gonna
what I was
lose.
about to say because I had spoken to someone who's in the, who fucks with Jay Prince like that. Dude I know from the
Mhm.
music industry, right?
Mhm.
Now, I know how Jay Prince moves from the music industry when it came down to, and I say this over and over again, when it comes down to Beyonce and Anne Marie. You feel what I'm saying? So I knew how he
Mhm.
was moving from way back then. Here's the deal. Jay Prince went into that negotiation looking for something like 12 to 16 million as a guarantee for Shakur, knowing Tank ain't never paid out more than 2.5 mil. And that went to Ryan because Ryan had all of those followers. Ryan
Right.
comes pre-built in with potential views. Shakur, you don't come in with that. You was coming in on, well, I'm a 3 division champion, blah, 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 blah. I deserve, my guy deserves this. And they was like, so what is your guy scared? This is why you trying to price yourself out? That's why you trying to
If
price
that, I
yourself
don't
out?
16 million, that's kind of hard to believe, bro. 60 that they would ask. That's a shitload of money, bro.
But that's what
Bro,
they ask. That's the type of shit they asking for. You
they
even heard
was
Coach Calvin
asking for
say.
that.
Coach Calvin said they asked for goddamn. Talking about niggas asking for 30 million and shit.
Yeah,
I mean, he probably was exaggerating, but you see, this is another.
he was
He
exaggerating, but it was like
bro,
12 to
Shakur. Like, I
16
don't
million.
understand how it's so hard for people to understand what the fuck we dealing with. Like, I just
I
be
mean,
that shit baffles me. Like that nigga.
it ain't
Look at the
hard for me
nigga.
to
Look at the
believe. I'm
nigga.
just saying though, like,
Look at the
damn.
nigga, bro. Look
Yeah,
at the nigga.
I know. I
bro.
mean, but everybody gonna have their take on Shakur. Shakur to me is not a bad boxer. It's just that's what he is, a boxer. He's not a fighter.
Man, but he's not even that good at that, bro. Like people who watch it's boxers that are entertaining, dog. Like, bro, he ain't it, bro.
See,
And they
I'm
asking for
gonna say it
16
like this.
million,
It remain
talking
to be
about
seen at
I don't
135.
want to
That's
fight you
all.
unless I get a rematch clause my way, bro. Don't nobody want to see you twice, bro.
Here's the funny
So at
thing.
the end of the day, if that's
But
all,
that,
if you want all that, and you see that you're not gonna get it, move on and quit bringing Tank up.
but if he beat Tank, goddamn me, then Tank gonna want his. I'm not understanding what's the
Yeah,
problem.
but that means you perform
He
well and
still got
Tank,
a
you see it
name.
again. But
And
if
it
Tank
will be the
beats you,
biggest name on Tank resume.
bro, there's no way for Tank to beat Shakur in a way where we want to see Shakur again. There's
What I'm
no way.
saying.
There's no
That's
reason to
that's what
want to
I'm
see
saying.
Shakur
And you
again.
saying that, you're saying there's gonna be a hard bout for Tank, right?
No, what I'm saying is if Tank beats Shakur, there's no way anybody want to see that shit again. That's what I'm saying.
But
It would depend. It would depend
Shakur's
how he
gonna
got
have
beat
an
though.
Shakur is not gonna pull off no Pitbull Cruz shit.
but
He
Shakur's
ain't
about
doing
to
that.
have
No, he
another
ain't that.
problem because here's what I'm saying. If Keyshawn goes into the Bernacek fight and just has a remarkable jump off, and I believe Shakur fights first,
Yeah.
and then Keyshawn fights the following weekend, 7 days after that.
Is it?
So yeah, it's something like 7, 8 days after. It's like the following
Yeah.
weekend, bro. So I'm
Yes.
looking at it like this. Keyshawn to top rank is what Shakur, Bud, and Jared Anderson could never be. You feel what I'm saying? He's coming to the table with that mindset. He's coming to the table with that personality. He's coming to the table with the ability to be able to speak and be charismatic in front of the camera. You
I
feel what
want to
I'm
say
saying?
something about Keyshawn too now.
Yeah.
Like
When
I was believing in Keyshawn. I mean, I still believe in Keyshawn's skill set and everything, but bro, he just said some pussy ass shit too now.
yeah,
Because
he done
let me
said
tell you what happened. I'm gonna
believe
tell
me,
you what just
bro.
happened.
I
All
don't
right, so look, this is what happened. All right, so all right, we already just talked about how Shakur got sent an offer and he turned the shit down, right? So that means he already had the opportunity to fight Tate before Keyshawn, right? Then you
Yeah.
hear Keyshawn come out and say, "Oh wow, light skin really want to fight me." He admitted that they done reached out to him that he really want to fight him. I just seen an interview with Keyshawn talking about, man, I really feel like Tate should fight Shakur first. You feel me? Because he was first in line, and I'm like, bro.
We
So you
just
don't
gave
want to
you
smoke
all of
either?
that hype, and now
You don't want to smoke either, bro? Neither one.
Keyshawn, he fights on the 14th. Actually, he fight before.
He fight first.
Okay,
he fight
so
first.
and then Shakur is after, like 7 days after, right? Like the
Yeah,
following
the
weekend.
22nd. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But you
just
see what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like
Now
I get that, but
Shakur, look at this. Shakur done got an offer. He turned it down. Niggas defend that shit, whatever. He turned it down. He was already first in line. He got the offer first.
But you,
He did. He
I
turned.
hate
Nah,
way.
listen,
I hate the way people. I'm gonna listen to you, but go ahead. I'm gonna say what I say. Go ahead.
Nah, because you got the offer first. You turned the shit down. Then Keyshawn, they must have said something to Keyshawn because Keyshawn like, damn, he really want to fight me. Then I just see an interview. You talking about some? I think Shakur should get it first. Nigga, what you fucking mean? Shakur could get, bro. Shakur. I mean Keyshawn. Bro, don't do this to me, bro. I just was going hard for you, bro. I rock with Keyshawn, but bro,
Yeah.
something. I mean, but one thing about it, birds of a feather fly together. Anybody who best friends with that nigga,
Well,
hey man.
I
guess I should have never had my
To
hopes
say-
that high, bro.
This is what I was finna say, man. I hate how vague people be saying that he turned down an offer. Yeah, you could turn down an offer, right? Because you gonna turn down an offer 2-3 times until you get, it's business. Go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I can see if he actually turned down the contract. Like they came to terms, like yup. And I've seen this contract there, and niggas just say, nope, I don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that. I can see when he get to the contract, and he actually had the contract and changed his mind. I'll be right with y'all saying he's scared,
But he didn't even let it
if
get
I'm
to
not
the contract.
satisfied, it ain't gonna never, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
But
that's
the dilemma is-
business.
But the dilemma is you want a multi-fight deal, nigga.
No, I'm saying
That-
it could
that
be
ain't-
something
that's some
else. It
bullshit.
could be something else to give besides that. That's business. It ain't just that. Okay, you don't want to give me a multi-fight deal, gotta be worth my motherfucking time. Now I don't know about no 16 million, nothing like that. But I'm just saying it's business at the end of the day, bro. Like I can't say because he just didn't take the shit on the plate
Well, he
and
should shut the hell up.
goddamn me. You know what I mean? No,
Just talk about Kid-
what should have
just talk
happened
about
was
Kid Austin. Talk
what
about
shoulda-
Kid
what-
Austin.
what should have
Talk about
happened was
Okay.
what should have happened was none of this shit should have came out for any one of them until it's done, until you reach the contract. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
yeah, I don't want to hear about it or nothing like that. But this was a point I wanted to get back to, because I found it important. People say Shakur Stevenson is boring, right? He's a boring fighter. They said the same thing about Floyd, but why was Floyd able to put asses in seats? If the two of them are boring, and the fight doctor and them dudes used to get in the ring, Larry Merchant and them niggas would get in the ring, and they would be like, all right,
Argue with
Mr. Mayweather, this was another one of those lackluster performances, blah, 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 blah. And they
You don't
just would
fight.
shit on him.
Yep.
Right in
You don't
front of
fight.
his fucking
You
face.
commentate. You report. Just report. You don't fight. God damn
You
it.
feel what I'm saying? Just shit on that man right to his face. So the question I would always ask is, okay, all right. If Floyd was so boring that the commentators would shit on him, as soon as they get in the ring and get right in front of him, how was Floyd still able to put asses in seats and generate all of those pay-per-view sales?
I can tell you.
What was the golden egg that allowed this man to do it? But Shakur, you just don't have that it factor that you could be a boring fighter and still be extremely entertaining.
I got 2 words. I got
Go
to
ahead, I'm
say
gonna let
two
you say
words.
the 2 words, but
see it
I know
fucking
exactly what it
everybody
is.
itching.
Go
I
ahead.
know the 2 words. Beta
Go ahead.
male. Beta
Oh.
male.
All right, look.
Now you go
Look.
ahead.
Now, in Mayweather era, all right, like I said, top rank is key to a young man's, I feel like to a young man starting out, right? Mayweather was fighting fucking often enough. Pretty Boy Floyd was a beast. He
Yes,
was
sir.
the man. He was the best version of Mayweather you would ever fucking see, goddamn me, right? When he started, then he had that one fight with Chop Chop. That really put people on notice. When he was talking shit, his mouth was busting and shit. Shut up and fight. Y'all remember that shit? Fuck
Yeah.
that. And try to help the nigga up and everything. You know what I'm saying? Shut up and fight. Come on. Then go on there, right? Then the drama, like, damn, they done built this cat up. Then the drama of him wanting to leave Top Rank. Then he gets off of Top Rank. Then he goes back. He doubles back and beats the top guy, Diego Corrales. You see what I'm saying? And he was still fighting often. See, the thing is, then he became Money Mayweather. Shit started slowing down on him, you know, because he was so active. Hips, legs, this and that. He developed a style. He started using shoulder roll a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? He got a little boring because competition got way stiffer. You see what I'm saying? But he had the difference between that is that he fought often enough to the point where he ran through motherfucking divisions, bro. To the point where he had to start fighting people with catch weights. And they were names, right? You had, remember we talking about good boxers? Back in the day, a good boxer could have a household name.
Yeah.
And then you had your superstars, okay? In this day and age, casuals don't know who the fucking good boxers are. They think they're nobodies. You get what I'm saying? That's why I brought up Ocampo. If Earl didn't be Ocampo, you wouldn't know who the fuck Earl is. Ocampo gave everybody a fucking problem. You see what I'm saying? He was one of those good fucking boxers, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he just wasn't, he didn't have enough to be that superstar level. Now, in this day and age, they don't have that. It's not a lot of good boxers, or they're not giving them enough chances, right? They move a whole lot different, right? You got, and also, Shakur came up in that age where Devin and all of them at 19 and shit like that. To be fair, we shouldn't even been talking about them, bro. We wouldn't have been talking about, if this was back in the 90s, we wouldn't know Shakur till he had every bit of down in 30 fights.
Definitely.
So when I see a Shakur and stuff like that, and people criticizing the young fighters, I'm like, dog, technically we should know about these motherfuckers like that. We should only see them on like Friday Night Fights and shit like that, bro. So now we looking at them like they been in the game so fucking long, so skin the game. Now he did get fast tracked, right? He got fast tracked, but the train slowed down after the belt. It's not, it wasn't consistent.
He slowed the train down.
That's what I'm saying. No,
like he was worth more than what he.
I'm not. I am.
Value.
Yeah, there you go. But see, that come with the big head when you get fast track. Case in point, Keyshawn is fast track. You can't tell Keyshawn shit.
But Keyshawn,
you know what I'm saying? It's like spoiling a kid. You get what I'm saying?
Keyshawn has switched his whole tune, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit is disappointing, dog.
So it's like at the end of the day, it's just a different era. And this goes to what you were saying, AC, like what we call boxing and running and shit like that. You know, he didn't have that time or give that time for people to appreciate his art of boxing. You get what I'm saying? Where you see him constantly winning over and over again against good boxers, to where you be like, this nigga finna beat this nigga, and then he don't beat him. You get what I'm saying? You didn't get to see that. With Floyd, you got to see that, bro. From Manuel Augustus to so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if these boxers today would be more active like that, like for instance, Abdullah Mason, that's why he on my fucking radar. This motherfucker fighting 5 times a fucking year. And they was like, oh, he got dropped. Yeah, and that was his 5th fight that fucking year. Goddamn me, like this motherfucker. Yeah, you go run into some shit. You fighting 5 times a year. Now when he fucking get on,
but he
get
fought
to that
a
status,
real puncher. The guy who was a real puncher.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
1 foot. That nigga was a real puncher.
Yeah, and that's and they move. That's why I said they moving them right. But like that's the difference between 90s and now, because even early 2000s and now, because these guys are just not active. And then you had these young pups.
That's it right there. They're not active because Shakur, this dude has had a buzz, right? You was fast tracked at 126 when you was there with Tank, Loma, Mr. Gary Russell, and damn, I'm brain Tevin Farmer.
Yeah,
All of y'all
yeah,
were at 26 together.
yeah.
You move up to 30. It's
Mm-hmm.
you, Loma, and Tank at 30.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? What you decide to do, you decide to fight that little boy, Oscar Valdez, because that nigga looked like a little boy next to you when that fight happened. I never really noticed it when I watched the fight live, but I
He little with
rewatched
a
the
big
fight.
head.
I said, wait a minute. This nigga Shakur could literally just put his glove on this dude's forehead, and Oscar Valdez will never be able to hit him.
But you had to know that was like a proven moment for Bob, bro. I think that was
Yeah.
a personal moment for Bob because Valdez was ahead of Shakur. Like that was him proving, like, Bob, I'm the motherfucker you need to be fucking promoting like that. You know what I'm saying? And we
Okay,
all know
so then
Bob
you
keep a
get-
top Mexican.
Okay, but the point I'm saying is this, right?
No, Shakur
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
nobody.
You
Shakur
been
ain't.
you
Shakur is a
was at
promoter's
30.
worst nightmare, bro. That's a promoter's worst nightmare, bro. He don't know what the fuck to say in the camera to even keep himself looking good. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
so
I would not.
He talk.
I would not want that nigga to be the face of my promotional company.
I
Nigga, we
think he
going out of
talking right.
business.
He talking shit. It's just not off. He ain't fighting often.
Man, that shit. That's
you're
bullshit,
you're
bro.
not fighting.
If he
Here's
was
the
talking
problem.
shit
You're not
correctly, bro,
fighting
people wouldn't be
enough,
cooking him like this,
and
bro.
you're not that impressive. Like
Exactly, bro. You ain't shit. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
well,
you
I'm
ain't.
gonna say
I
it
ain't gonna
like
say you ain't
this.
shit.
What's
if
the
he
old
stepped
boy
on
that
there,
he fought from BNB? What's old boy that he fought from BNB?
Jamel
Jamel
Herring.
Herring.
I was at that
Jamel
fight. Yeah.
Herring. I'm gonna say it like this: Jamel Herring and Yoshino, to me, was his best two performances.
Yeah, and
I
that's
don't-
what I was going to bring up. If he was that was at 130, but if he came in stepping at 135 the way he was stepping on them, right? Nobody would be having this conversation. It's just that he only 2-3 fights in 135. If he come back to that and actually let his hands go, and if what he's saying he claimed that his hands is healthy now and he gonna let his hands go. If he actually do that and keep stepping, it ain't gonna be no problem.
Man,
My
that's the
problem is for boxers is this that I agree with y'all on. Like when boxers keep calling these names, right, over and over and over again, that's what put fans in the frenzy, right? And people start looking for that fight, right? Instead of you just keep fighting. Can anybody tell me right now, except for one fighter, it's only one, and I know it's only one other than this other fighter that Mayweather called out? I want to know, can y'all tell me that?
That Mayweather called out?
Yeah, like officially kept calling out.
I don't know, but that's the reason. That's
Oscar,
why I be on what I'm on.
he kept calling Oscar out.
Yeah, I can't say. I know he called out Spadafora and I forgot the other dude's name, and that's when I was like, "Oh shit!"
I'm talking about
all right, so
adamantly.
let
I'm
me
talking
say
about adamantly.
something.
No,
I wanna
hold
say
on.
something.
Let me land my plane. My
Okay.
point is this though. He kept fighting. You understand? It wasn't about chasing somebody. You know, you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? He knew that De La Hoya was the cash cow. He knew that shit.
Yeah.
So he had to keep calling, you gonna fight me, bitch. Fuck that. Because if I don't fight you, I can fight everybody else. I'm not gonna be shit. You see what I'm saying? That was only name. Everybody else before De La Hoya and after, for real. He ain't calling nobody. He just stayed fucking active, bro.
Yeah.
But you made
And that's
my
what
point.
kills me. These people keep calling motherfuckers out like that. Like, just fucking fight. It'll force that fight. You know what I'm saying?
You made my point. Remember, I was saying like you trying to you basically was defending Shakur not like entertaining the offer, but look what Floyd had to do with, in order to fight Oscar De La Hoya, bro. He took whatever the fuck was given because he was confident in himself. That's why I be trying to have people realize, bro, Shakur is full of shit. He's full of shit.
Well, at the same time, it was a little different too, though. See,
Nah, it's not.
it wasn't no, oh, this is that and the third. That was De La Hoya fucking with him. If you go back and read the shit, goddamn it, the shit was all right just up into the gloves. Then De La Hoya said, well, that was too fucking easy. Oh, let's add this, let's add that, let's add this. You see what I'm saying? He didn't just take it. Mayweather had his shit too. Like, I don't like this and I don't like that. And then it got to the point where it was like, what the fuck, bro? Okay, I'll give you the gloves. Fuck it. And then he sent some more shit. Then he sent some more shit. It's a difference between being, this is an end all be all. Fuck you. You don't like it? Fuck you. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's how you
it
supposed
still
to
was
treat.
it still was negotiations.
Yeah, but Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather are two goddamn respectable niggas like that. Like, bro, the niggas ain't respecting Shakur.
But at that
Be doing
time
all that
though,
shit with that nigga, bro.
at that time, we saying it now. But at that time, it was a split. Who is Mayweather think he should be able to fight fucking De La Hoya? You know what De La Hoya is? He's a legend now. He was already a legend then. Who the fuck this nigga done fought Julio C. Chavez. He done fought all the legends, bro. Who the fuck is this little nigga think he is supposed to be? Why is he calling out fucking I'm talking about it was like that, bro. It was like that. So like we saying it now.
He took the offer.
You know.
No matter what.
No, at the end of the day, he did. Because at the end of the day, it boiled down to if you gonna be a cash cow or not. But this is still premature shit because like, okay, yeah, it may have been an offer, but that shit gonna come back around.
Man,
you see what I'm saying? It's gonna come back around.
Now, the problem is right now for Shakur, it don't look like it's coming. It's gonna spin the block for him because at the end of the day, how many times as boxing fans are you gonna pump fake the shit out of your fans in the fact of you got in the ring, you said Devin ran out of there because he must be scared. When you got backstage, you told everybody Devin Haney was easy. Watch, I promise you, and I'm quoting him, I promise you it'll be the easiest fight you ever see me in. He too easy. He ain't got nothing
Devin?
for me. Yeah, when Shakur was saying this about Devin.
Yeah. I remember that.
We still have to go through X amount of things being sent to your team. Then we get to 25%.
We talked about this the other day, bro.
Yeah, you go a different you try to force a dynamic and take these negotiations into the internet. You feel what I'm saying? People say, yeah, but he went to the
Bob. It was not Bob. It was old boy too, Bill. Bill did that, and then
Shakur did it first because
it was both.
The problem was when all of that was going on, Shakur turns around and he runs up to he goes online and then he expresses, you know, what he said to the WBC using this 216 or 211 rule, which
forced the fight.
Which would have forced the fight, and it doesn't force the fight, it forces a mandatory minimum jump off.
Fucking right.
You feel what I'm saying? Now, here's the problem with this. If we remember at the very first onset of this fight supposed to be happening, Shakur Stevenson was asking for 50%. And every time I get with one of these Shakurians and I say, was the man asking for 50 cents?
I remember that.
50% or not. They were like, that doesn't matter. And I said, when the fuck does reality don't matter?
No. Like I had explained in Casino, it's over there on the Boxing Voice. When that shit came out, because Ness had pressed Bill, right? Bill was answering, but wasn't answering the question. And he finally got him to answer the fucking question. He said he want 50%. This is then the third. And we took 25%, 23% of some shit he was saying, and we offered him 25%.
That's
the generous one we ever got.
21.
Right.
21.5
right.
On
and
the
then
first, and then
Ness said, right, but Ness said, okay, 25% of what? Why does he want more? He said, I don't know what the kid want. Money ain't even been discussed. He said, so ain't no money, ain't no amount of money. He said, no. So if you send me an offer sheet, and I've heard this twice, if you send from that camp, if you send me an offer sheet talking about 25%, I want to know 25% of what? I can't. If that shit go to purse bid, I'm fucked. Because I didn't ink the deal for just 25%, right? And if you remember,
offer was 2.5. No, 2.8.
Right. But if you go before that, remember when they did the same thing to Antoine, Gary Antoine, bro. The older boy, not the 140 pounder.
I don't feel like niggas.
They did that to him too, talking about 25%. He was like, that ain't nothing. That's not 25% of what? What are you talking about? It wasn't even no money down. So that shit was all premature. So if you send me 25% of what, I want 50 then.
See,
to make sure I'm straight.
This is the problem and this is the problem. Now, you and I both know contracts.
Yeah,
So
100%.
we can negotiate from the beginning without knowing money. We can negotiate our percentage, right? We can negotiate our percentage. So here's the thing. A contract comes down, you're going to do a catering event, right?
Right.
The catering event is for, let's just say, it's for the VMAs, right?
Okay.
It's for it's for the VMAs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you, okay, you're going to get 25% of we're negotiating and we're prepared to offer you 25% of the budget or whatever it is, right? And they're being vague, but they're just telling you 25% of that, but it's the VMAs. Do you question that, or do you take that because no matter what, that's the fucking VMA?
But you don't sign that right away. They're still gonna come back and tell you.
Yeah, but that's part of. Listen, I don't sign anything yet because I'm only agreeing to this one.
You agree,
of
right?
25% to do a catering job for the VMAs. I don't have to sign anything. What I actually sign is when you tell me my budget and when you tell me how much money is involved.
They wanted him to pin it though. That's what I'm saying. They wanted him to pin that though. They wanted Gary Antoine Russell to pin that too. That's where it's like, come on, bro. And then on top of that, it wasn't like sent from a promotion. It's sent from them. It's sent from Bill and Devin.
Because Bill and
so there's no guarantee.
Bill and Devin Haney. Here's what I'm gonna say, and I think sometimes a lot of people forget this. Bill and Devin Haney came into the game as independent people. They just they were doing fight deals. So if Devin Haney Promotions has always been in existence since my first professional fight, by the time I build up equity in my company in Devin Haney Promotions, which means I got a string of victories, I'm becoming a household name, I've worked with X amount of people, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to ask Mr. Gary Antoine Russell Jr., who the fuck are you and what have you done?
Man, at the end of the day, dog, but we talking about a company that's been partnering with other promotion companies though, bro. It's not like they just independent. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney at that time was one of the biggest fights.
No doubt, no doubt.
Devin Haney said, "Listen, I'll let."
I wasn't even planning on watching that shit.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, at the time though, that would have been one of the biggest fights.
I wouldn't even have watched it.
But all I'm saying is, at that time, that was the biggest fight. So regardless of 25%, you feel what I'm saying? Then you asking me about 25%, and then I'm giving you. I said, okay, I'm giving you actual cash offers first. 2.8, 3.1, 3.1, 3.5. Those were the three cash offers I gave you, and then the final offer was supposed to have been, according to Bill, was supposed to have been, he said, all right, then we'll just do a flat 25%. Whatever the shit generates, you're going to get 25% of.
But that's funny, though, because, like, at 3.5, you had me at 2.5. But how you going to offer another man 3.5 when you've never made 3.5 yourself?
Because it's my promotional company.
Right. From what standpoint? Like I said, to that point, and still today, they ain't financed nobody. They partner with other promotion companies that finance. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you send me a letterhead that just says DHP on it, I gotta ask myself, where's your history in the game? Yeah, it's a promotion company. You know how many people got businesses and just sitting on them and ain't doing nothing with it? Got a EIN and ain't doing shit with it, but they'll walk in business, but they don't have that resume behind. You get what I'm saying? That's what that look like. That's what that shit would look like to me. Like, bro, you haven't financed anything, and you want me to trust you 100%.
If you co-promoting, if you're co-promoting, almost all of your big fights, and you go back to when he fought Zo, Zora something. I forgot this dude's name. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He fought this kid Zora something. He actually that was a DHP promotion in conjunction with Top Rank. So he had
Right.
actually got top billing on that promotion. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? So there's been certain fights where I guess they negotiated between Top Rank that
Yeah. They did it with the Cambosis fight too.
yeah, I get top billing on this promotion. This is why when you really look at it, Devin Haney actually made more money than George Kambosos.
Right. Right.
So
No, I understand that point. I'm just saying if you send me an offer and it says Slick 50 / in conjunction with AC, then I'll be like, all right, because I know AC been in the game.
Yeah.
He put on big fight. You get what I'm saying? But if you send me something that just say Slick 50, I'm like, bro, you ain't never did shit by yourself. You get what I'm saying? And I don't got time to be suing
I get
nobody.
that part.
And I'm not saying don't take this like I'm just saying for his business wise. I'm not saying this
but
to give that man an excuse.
Yeah.
He's a man. I'm not taking I'm not he a man of his own. But just saying how I would look at it, you know what I mean?
Yes, the dude Zora Abdullayev. He did that
Yeah.
with that kid.
Well,
And shit like
but
that.
I got a question. Do y'all think Shakur, because he was in a bit of limbo too, doing the Tank shit too, right? Didn't have a promotion, none of that shit, right? No real representation for his promotional wise, right? And you still got management, but still the management still got shopped the shit around, even if you don't have no promotion, right? My thing is, do you think Shakur left premature from Top Rank?
Okay, I said that from the get. I was like, if he talking about leaving, you haven't done enough to actually say you're that guy to be able to walk out on your own. You
I
feel
had
what I'm-
I had a guy that was talking to me today that felt like that. Exactly what you said. He said the exact same thing that you said. I swear to God, AC. He said, I love Shakur, but he left Top Rank before he was that dude.
Yeah.
He didn't do enough to leave to say that he was that guy worth somebody taking a chance on like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
This is why your first fight after leaving there, with everything that was on the table and you being an independent and everything, your first fight was Joe Cordina.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know right there. And
Well, he came out on, he was on Najee too then. And he said, he said that was some Eddie shit, man. He said, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Well, man, they ain't had shit to do with my hand. I told that motherfucker, man, I'm not fighting that dude. You know, that was he was like, I pulled out that fight. That's why that fight didn't happen. He said because if he fought him, he knew the backlash he would get for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. He came out straight admitted that shit, bro. He was like, that shit had nothing to do with my hand, bro. He was like, I pulled out that motherfucker. He said, man, ain't no way. He said that was some Eddie shit trying to, hurry up and give me a fight. He said, but that wasn't it. He was like, that fight wasn't it, bro.
So now you got yourself a Floyd Schofield problem. And I'm only gonna say
I'm with it. I'm with that problem.
You talking the way you talking, it really, really sounds like, karma's just standing over you like, yeah, little bro. Okay. All right. Let's just wait till fight night because you talking like you've already arrived. Like whenever there's a camera in your face, you talking like you've already established, like you've done more in boxing than Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, and Clarissa Shield all put together in one. Like you're not that guy. So be easy. Stop trying to sell certain narratives. Okay, if you're saying your hands are well right now, you're going whatever. All right, show up and show out, bro. Show up and show out.
Right. That's why I was saying he's saying his hands good, and we was talking about this other day where your mouth write a check that your ass can cash. Yep. I hope everything's all as well, and he actually does what he say he gonna do because We heard this before, and I felt like that was the real problem before the De Los Santos fight. He sold everybody a dream, talking about, I'm gonna whoop his ass, I'm gonna whoop his ass, y'all gonna see. And that's what really made what he did in the ring look bad. Yeah, and it made it look really bad.
According to
you know where the backlash coming from? You don't know. It's because of, bro, most of the people watching ain't his fans, bro. Like, that's why when you do all that extra shit, people so hard on him, because it's like, you got all these people watching you because you say Tank name so fucking much, bro. That's why we're watching.
That was my point.
That's the only reason I watch him.
That was my point. I hate when boxers keep calling out one boxer, and it's like you just fixated on that. So now, by you being fixated on that, you getting the fans of boxing fixated on that. Now we're expecting that, right? Just as y'all saying, okay, fine, you was calling him, and I respect y'all opinions. I promise to God.
But what I'm saying,
this is gonna prove it. If you get the fans fixated on that because you call him out, I can understand as fans why y'all are saying, okay, he sent you something. Why the fuck you just didn't take it then?
Right.
So I get that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just fighting and forcing the fight, you get what I'm saying?
Run your
I'm saying them views that they bragging on. Remember they were talking about this was the most viewed ESPN shit and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Them views ain't your fans, nigga. Them views is us watching Tank food, nigga.
Yeah.
We trying to see who the fuck Tank finna fight. That's the only reason we watching you, bro. Like,
let me tell you a case in point. A new fighter that's using old school tactics. All right, his name Virgil. Who Virgil finna fight?
Matt Jamal.
Who the fuck Bud just fight?
Matt Jamal.
If Virgil take him out earlier and actually knock him out and get him out of there, guess who everybody gonna want Virgil to fight?
Bud.
If Bud don't fight him, what they gonna call him? A duck. Yeah. That's how the fuck you force a fight. Yeah, you don't sit there and keep calling Bud out. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
The problem is, bro, these dudes, man, you could try to
another case in point. I don't know if you remember, but okay, remember when Pacquiao? I know AC remember this. Pacquiao was knocking everybody out. Remember?
Yeah.
And then he found Jesus, right? Right when his wife was gonna leave him. He was an alcoholic. He was in the bars and shit, fucking with the bitches. This real shit. And he found Jesus, and he started having fucking church in his gym in the Philippines and shit. And then he started fighting again. He wasn't knocking nobody out. And he said, why should I knock you out if I know I can beat you, right? But then they said, guess what? We can get you Mayweather. That motherfucker went on a tirade. He knocked out Ricky Hatton faster. What was the other motherfucker who used to wear that red bandana coming in the ring that everybody said Mayweather did touch, his glove did touch? What was that nigga name? He knocked him out faster. He went down there, five people of who Mayweather fought and knocked them niggas out way quicker. But you see what I'm saying? And that forced that fight. And that's when we got to see that footage. What was a Phoenix Suns game, AC?
Yeah.
Them niggas there and they had to talk. We gonna make this fucking fight. That's the type of shit that need to fucking come back. Quit yelling out somebody's name like that and just fucking fight, bro.
No, but the thing is, bro, I don't even believe they can even do that shit, bro. They can't outperform fucking Tank. First of all, at all, period. And then Devin tried to goddamn do the shit, and look what the fuck happened to him.
Well, that's Devin. That's Devin.
But Shakur fight Ryan is gonna be the same shit. Ryan gonna spark his ass.
But
that's how I believe.
But these are right. And you may not be wrong, right? But one has to beg to differ because these are bigger guys than Tank, right? And to the naked eye of a fan, like shit, everybody who Tank fought and Shakur fight, he should beat. Everybody who fucking Tank fought, Devin should be. You know why? Because they bigger guys. Now, this is just the naked eye of boxing. Somebody who just watched. Now, I know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But this is the naked eye. And that's what garners the attention. You see what I'm saying? Of the motherfuckers going to pay for that pay-per-view. You know what I mean? And say they did knock them motherfuckers out or even just fucking win and they looked it better. They going to be like, well, shit, Tank, you got to fight one of these motherfuckers. And they going to force that. The fans is who force the fucking fight. At some point, you get tired of hearing that shit. nigga, everybody in boxing history had to face somebody that they did not want to face. Even Muhammad Ali didn't want to fucking face Ken Norton, bro.
But then at the same
Ken
time,
Norton was making noise, nigga, and he was trying to get George to get him up out of there for him. You get what I'm saying?
man,
But he ended up having to face Ken Norton. So it's like at some point, fuck that. It's like the old saying, Casino. If it ain't broke, don't try to fucking fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the young boxers today, bro, they're trying to skip the line, so to speak. So like you got fast track, and now you want big fight, when all you gotta do is just fucking fight, bro.
Run your own race. That's the shit I've been
Fucking
on.
fight, run them fucking fades, Casino. You get what I'm saying? Just run them fucking fades, bro. That's how you
Run
build
your
your fan base, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Not like I said, I'm not combating y'all on Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Business wise, I'm just talking business with you, right? But for it's like I said, I agree with y'all on the standpoint of when you hear a certain fighter calling the name out, Tank. I could definitely understand why if you get an offer and you don't take it, and the fans like, well, he gave you a fucking offer, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
The way you talking is like cash shit. Like you know you gonna win. See,
Yeah,
I get that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Cause it's the same boxing.
I'm gonna
That type of shit talking ain't no different in the street. Cause a motherfucker in the street,
for that.
Casino, like on everything I love, bro. If a motherfucker came to me, was like, nigga, I don't like that nigga Casino, fuck Casino, X, Y, and Z, woo, woo, woo. And then they go to AC and say same shit. Me, AC, me, boy, like, hey man, you heard what we talking that shit? Hell yeah, woo, woo. Nigga, he says some Casino shit. Casino said shit to me. Nigga, he ain't said them nothing to me neither. But guess what? Me and AC gonna come tell you. You know what I'm saying? And then you be like, well, when I see that motherfucker, I'm gonna see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And then that nigga like, I ain't like that, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how I would look at that. So I understand how fans is on that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really talking cash shit like that, like you want the fucking smoke, it probably be up on your end as soon as you see Casino. But instead you got your hand there like, no, you kind of nah. You know what I mean? So I get where y'all coming from with that.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened to Keyshawn, man. Like, did Jay Prince pull up on that nigga? Like you ain't finna
I'm being, it was probably a plan for Keyshawn, and I'm gonna be real with you. We was talking, what was that, Wednesday? And I asked you, do you think Keyshawn really ready for a Tank Davis? I don't think so. And when you got somebody that like that, that's special,
mm-hmm.
you don't want to ruin them early, bro. Why do that?
He's
why?
I'm telling people, please.
He only 1 year younger than Shakur, though.
But
he's special though. He's special.
Differences in experience. They're both silver medalists, right? But Shakur has multi divisions. He's tasted the championship lights and shit like that. He's had title defenses. He's been on the big show and stuff like that. Keyshawn is what? Maybe
he been in his comfort zone.
Five fights away from the time 5 fights away from the time that Frank Martin stepped to him.
Yeah.
You 5 fights away from that, and back then you were saying, "Oh, why you want to fight me now? I only got 8 fights or 6 fights or some shit like that. Wait till I get whatever. Okay, all right, fine. Maybe now you ready for Frank Martin. That still don't mean you ready for Tank Davis.
Right. Keyshawn is special. Keyshawn is, when I say special, I'm not saying like he more advanced than the rest of the crew. I'm saying that you can see that if you nurture that like a plant, water that motherfucker, he gonna be a motherfucker. He gonna be a motherfucker.
So basically you saying that Shakur ain't special and he ain't gonna be no motherfucker.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying it's 2 different styles, right? And the difference is I'm gonna say it's 2 things. You got Shakur where Gervonta is his class, right? I'll be honest with you. Keyshawn don't need fucking Gervonta. Keyshawn's a whole new class of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's not even his class. He could wait and fight fucking Gervonta later on if Gervonta stay around long enough, and that'd be a good name on his fucking resume and fuck around and win. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's not Javante is not part of Keyshawn class, bro. That's why I told you. Like when Mayweather fought Canelo wasn't part of Mayweather class, but they forced that fight so much. Well, you get him white green. You get what I'm saying? If Javante fight Keyshawn's because I'm getting him white green. If I let him go any fucking further, he got a real shot of beating my ass. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Keyshawn don't need Javante at this moment. He really doesn't. I know he been talking that shit, attaching himself for the hype and all that. But in reality, if they don't hit, I'm not mad because I know if they move Keyshawn the right fucking way, Keyshawn gonna be a monster. And you know what's gonna be the real fight? Hold on, AC. You wanna know what's gonna be his challenge?
Abdullah Mason.
There you go. See, you already fucking knew, goddamn me. That's his class. And as long as them two dudes keep fucking growing,
too, though,
they
bro,
gonna hit, bro.
Start talking, like it's like, bro. Once you start saying shit, bro, then and then they really talk to you, bro. You done publicly said, "Oh, damn, he really want to fight me." And then now you done admit it publicly. Damn,
what's
he really
up
want to fight me.
Fellas?
And then next, man, what's happening?
What's
then
good, bro?
You done admitted publicly that damn, he really want to fight me. And now it's like, oh no, nah, man, fight Shakur first. So nigga, what the fuck? So he lost me. The nigga done fucking lost me.
You got Sam Noakes, Moratala. You feel what I'm saying? Zapata.
You know what fighters need though, fellas?
What's
and
that?
This is some real shit. Y'all know that nigga, that weird nigga, bro, 4 extra ass. That nigga say, which boxing I believe is an enemy dorm. He said, you go to an enemy dorm, you got fades, take all of them. You nigga, take all of them. And then the homies will pull you and you know what I'm saying, but don't roll them up, right? Well, you got fades out there, take all of them.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, the promoters will pull you and you'll get that big fight.
That's what I was saying. Is fucking fight.
That's what I've been saying too. Like, run your own fucking race. I've been on that shit since the beginning of 2024, and I'm running with it 2025. Run your own race because for Keyshawn, he could be in that who he is in top rank. Can't nobody be looking at that Loma belt, that IBF belt, but Keyshawn. Somebody may get the Loma fight, and IBF may force Loma to drop that belt or whatever. Because if you're talking about Tank don't give a fuck about your IBF belt, Loma. He wants you.
They giving Loma to October now.
So understand this now. Guess who's gonna get that? Guess who's gonna get the first crack at that IBF?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Keyshawn. Keyshawn beats Bernacek. He's the first one to get that fucking IBF belt, which gives him leverage, and then push them those two other guys who would be veterans in that division right now. You push them onto the side to let them do what the fuck they doing now. Keyshawn, you got a Zapata, you got a potential Frank Martin, and Frank Martin ain't moving up to 140. You got Moratala, you got Zora Abdullaev. There's at least 6 fights right there for this nigga. And then later on, if Andy Cruz shows that he can take that Cuban amateur style and actually make it work for himself as a real boxer, as a pro.
Hey, don't forget, you
got Gabriel
Flores. The Vargas boys too.
Yeah, you got the Vargas brothers, Gabriel Flores. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, this other kid before. I'm not sure if I seen him on Pro Box or he might have been talking to somebody from Pro Box or something like that. Sam Noakes. So I'm not big on him yet, but I've just seen the name around. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this dude just between enough title defenses between what he would get from the WBO, you feel what I'm saying, and the IBF, bro, you gonna be busy. You're gonna be busy because the IBF, the first 5 look mean. Zora Abdullaev, you're Keyshawn right there, but Raymond Moratala will move up. Andy Cruz, Mexayo, you feel what I'm saying? Mark Mexayo. Right. So all of those are legitimate name recognition builders.
Yeah,
And
they're
if he
the
can
good
get past
boxers.
those
Right.
dudes, if he can get past those dudes, you know what it does? It ushers in the Keyshawn era. You know,
There
Exactly.
you go. There you
that's why
go.
it's such a sour taste in boxing today. Because you want to know why? The guy who's running boxing now is Canelo. But guess what? The last era was Mayweather. And guess what? It was a passing of the guard without this guy actually beating Mayweather. That's why
Yeah.
it's a sour taste. That's why boxing is kind of like off balance right now. Because the one motherfucker out there that nobody can beat hardly, you know what I'm saying? He got to damn near move up the light heavyweight for a motherfucker to beat him is Canelo. And Canelo
Right.
couldn't even beat Mayweather. So that's why it's an
Right.
odd taste in his mouth. So me personally, I believe in the natural order of shit and the
Yeah.
passing of the guards. And if Keyshawn can just take all the fades.
Yeah.
Hey man, no buddy system in boxing. Shakur, you can get it too, homie. Just it is
There's
what it is.
there's a lot of dudes right
Facts.
now
Facts.
that could slide up into that position you're talking about. And just to shift it a little bit, I wanted to ask you guys, I've been wanting to ask you this, G, for a minute. What do you think about the Soul Cole versus Diego fight?
Pachenko.
Yeah.
You talking about Soko and Pachenko?
Yeah.
Man, I was just saying, I hope it's an upset, bro. I hope it's an upset. Because
You-
Pachenko, they boy, they trying to make him the next. They trying to make him the next cat, just like they were doing Alexis Rocha.
uh-huh.
And I'm not sold on Pachenko. I'm
You
not.
Okay.
No, I am not sold on Pachenko, bro. He gonna get the right motherfucker. He gonna wear his ass out. One, I don't like slapping punches. When he get in close, this shit, I can't stand that shit, bro.
Yeah.
If you can't get in close and turn the fucking punch over, something fucking wrong, bro. You in mid range, like on the outside, them straights you be throwing, yeah, he with that shit. Mid range though, nah, man, I'm not sold on him. And then, like I say, Soko is durable as fuck. Like I said, Soko just didn't have them fights where it's publicized or nobody really got to see him. You know what I'm saying? And he most known for the outfits he wearing shit, right? But like, I think Soko gonna come in there and give him a challenge, but I say Soko got to knock him out because that's they boy. That's they guy. He has to be the next dude.
I'm gonna say it like this.
So
I looked at film study on I looked at film on both of these guys, right? When I look at it, Soko's key to victory is getting in on the inside because
yes,
his arms are too long. So this
he
is why
he can't
awkward.
turn over.
And this is
It's
the
like he
problem
slaps.
yeah, this is the problem I have with all tall, lengthy fighters that try to fight on the inside. When it comes to Tommy Hearns, he got knocked out trying to fight on the inside. When it came to Mark Breland, he got dropped trying to fight on the inside. When it came to Sebastian Fundora, you got knocked out trying to get on the inside and throw an uppercut that your skill set wasn't ready for. So that's that's my issue with all of them. When I look at Hamza Shiraz and I go back to Hamza Shiraz versus Ammo Williams, when Ammo and Hamza was on the inside, that's when Hamza took the most punishment.
But you see, Hamza learned though.
Yeah, he learned from that Ammo fight.
He learned.
I like good conservative
he got
boxing
caught.
too, using your height, using
That
you know what I'm saying?
motherfucker learned.
So when I look at Diego Pacheco these days, right? And I'm looking at So Cold and I'm looking at the two, right? When I look at just pure competition wise, right? I know you work out with Bud Crawford, but working out is not a real fight.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's different. The people that you fought were absolute trash.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
With
true.
the exception of his last two fights.
Yeah.
The exception of his last two fights, everybody before that, even that guy that looked like they just went to the supermarket or the 7-Eleven, snatched this motherfucker for when he fought on the undercard of Bud versus Avanesian on that BLK Prime. You should have never been in the ring with that guy.
AC though.
That guy had an upside down record.
AC. This is where now Casino walked his ass off. He probably would like what I'm finna say. If you got that dog in you though, and it's consistent with no matter who the fuck you fight, you see what I'm saying? It's gonna show.
Yeah, it's gonna show now. Here's
It's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
show.
Here's what I'm saying. When I look at the two now,
Where you
now
go,
I
Nine?
start checking off. Now I start checking off the tangibles. Okay, height, I give that to Pacheco. Reach, I
Yeah,
give that to Pacheco. Speed, I give that Pacheco.
yeah,
Better footwork, I give that to Pacheco.
yep.
Punch placement. Now, when I talk punch placement, I have
On
to
the
break it down
outside.
into the
On that.
categories: outside, mid
There you
range,
go. Yeah,
and in close. In close, I give that all day to So Cold.
yeah,
When I talk about body attacks from mid range, Pacheco has the better body attacks at mid range. In
yeah.
close, So Cold is a problem. You don't want that
Problem,
nigga
bro.
to get it. You don't
And
want
and
to
and
let
and,
him.
and that, at mid range, if Soko get in his fucking head, that could be a problem as well.
But here's the problem with it. So Cold is slow
Yeah,
compared to
yeah,
Diego Pacheco.
yeah.
He is slow.
He got some pop though, and
He
like I say,
got pop. He got pop and
the
power.
good thing that Soko got that he durable as fuck. He could take a punch.
He's at. This is where I give him the check. You know, some people may feel whatever. Number one, you have more discipline because you went to the school of discipline, which is the military.
Right.
You conduct yourself in that manner. You feel what I'm saying? Just like
Mhm.
chefs have that military type discipline. So
Right.
Cole got that military type discipline. I mean, he
Right.
got that military discipline. You feel what I'm saying? And I see So Cole because they focus. But where I do see sometimes a problem with him, because he's not one of the tallest fighters, and I don't know if he actually learned to, like what Errol does really well when he does his active jab, he's able to close the distance right off the back of that active jab,
Mhm.
like nobody else. Tank does it really well too. So
Mhm.
Cold, there's this slight pause that he'll take. If you take that pause with the level with a Pacheco gonna crack you with something.
Yeah.
He gonna keep you
My
on.
my concern is gonna be around 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12. Where Soko, like he already slow, but Soko get the inside and start trying to lay on you and go to just strictly gut shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where I've seen Pacheco, he knows how to crowd his arms, such like this, because he
yeah,
know what you're finna do and push you off and create
yeah,
space. You know what I mean? So in the beginning, I feel like Soko got to give that work. You know what I'm saying? He got to give that work. When they hit that 7, 8, 9, like I said, that's why I'm gonna be like, Soko, we deep in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
yo,
Whatever.
I'm pissing my man's off. I'm pissing my man's in them off over at B&B
Oh,
because I'm like, yo, I think Pacheco might even fucking stop So Cold, bro. I think
yeah, it's possible though, bro. But I'm happy that I'm be honest with you.
I'm happy as hell. Like So Cold
It's
is my guy.
yeah,
He's my
it's gonna be
dude.
it's gonna be a fight. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a fight, and that's all I want. It's gonna be a fight, and I know Soko don't never go nowhere to lay down. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh hell no.
So it ain't a feeder fight like Pacheco last fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's a real fight. You know what I mean? It's just that don't nobody know who Soko is for real. You know what I'm saying? Because he fights. It's just that they're not publicized.
here's
And
my
shit. You know what I'm saying?
biggest what made me really start to think about this fight. When I looked at the fact that I said, all right, no, niggas is lying. No fucking way. Because I first heard Bud say it when I was looking at the his comments from when he was at the WBC convention and shit like that over in Germany. And he said, I want to send a big shout out to a good friend of mine who's got a really big fight coming up in So Cold Steven Nelson versus
Right.
Diego Pacheco. I said, no, they didn't. What? That shit. No, because Diego, listen, So Cold is the type of fighter, young fighters like Diego Pacheco are usually kept far away from.
Yeah.
And if it was a matter of them being on a tweet and talking shit, Diego Pacheco would normally say, in this era, that fighter would normally say, bro, you still on the undercard. You on the free fight part. I'm co-maining and shit like that. Who are you? That's what he was
Right.
supposed to say. But he said, bet I'll fight you. I was like, nah. Then I started to think. I said, okay, what makes a young fighter like Diego Pacheco take the fight with a guy like So Cold?
Yeah. He won't prove himself. I'm with it, bro.
At 168, this
Somebody-
is to me the biggest
Bro.
fight at 168 because when Canelo's gone, one of these two motherfuckers is gonna take over that division.
Yeah, that's what I'm finna say. Somebody at Golden Boy gotta rise. Somebody gotta hit, bro.
Yeah. Casino,
Somebody
what's
gotta
your
hit,
take
bro.
on this? Because I'm dying to hear your take on this, bro.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your take on this, man?
On this fight?
Yeah.
I mean, I got Diego Pacheco all the way. I mean,
Okay.
I'm rocking with him. Yeah.
Okay, me and you on the same page.
Right back.
Yeah, I'm rocking with him. I mean, yeah. I don't even think it's gonna be that hard.
I don't think so either. I told people, I was like, yo, man, this nigga, I said, don't be surprised if this nigga stops So Cold. And they like,
Yeah,
what? You going against B and BAC? You going
You
against
seen his last fight?
Who, So Cold?
No, Pacheco.
Yeah, I seen his
He
last
was
fight.
on-
They was like, but look, he struggled with the last guy. I said, yeah, this is what young fighters are supposed to do. They're supposed to struggle in certain fights.
And that
But
was
he
a
still
good
got him
performance
at
to
back.
me.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? It was a good test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he could use his length. I think he could use his length on So Cold, and he got a nice ass straight.
Oh, that
Man.
straight is mean. And that hook to the body off
Man,
the
that hook is crazy.
combination, he just be like, doosh, boom. I'll be like, oh.
Man, I feel like he finna beat the shit out of. He finna beat the shit out of So Cold, bro.
Bro, you and me are on, you and me are on the same page, but I be trying to be nice because I be talking to people who are actually in B&B gym. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, I hear So Cold is your coach and all of that, but listen, Brian Bomack was a heavyweight and he got his ass whipped before he started dedicating his shit to being a coach and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with Derek James. It's sometimes you may know how to teach better than you can execute.
And I don't get caught up in all that shit, that gym shit. Like, I mean, he trains with Crawford and all. Man, but it's only one Crawford, bro. Like, them niggas ain't gonna be no fucking Crawford.
And yo,
like,
the part that I be wanting, I be like, yo, Jay, I hear you, bro. I hear you. They be like, nah, but I spar So Cold and I could take. I'm like, Jay, I hear you, but the problem for me is if So Cold is spending time sparring you, and you probably are in like your fourth or maybe fifth amateur fight, that's not giving me confidence that he's gonna go in there and do what he needs to do against Diego Pacheco, because you two guys got two totally different builds, and we talking about different hand speeds. Now, I'm hearing what I'm hearing from the gym, and I asked the question. I'm like, so how many fighters that are not in B&B is So Cold bringing in to spar with, to give him that Diego Pacheco? They like none. He don't have to. He spars Bud and he spars Houston Alexander and me. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a dope fight. And people walking over it, but I think it's actually gonna be action packed fight. Like I say, I ain't gonna get worried till you get to 7, 8, 9. You know what I mean? That gas tanks are slowing down.
7, 8, and 9 is where I got Pacheco stopping So Cold. I think he got him down with a body shot that hurts.
Like it's gonna, he's a big guy. He's a big 168. You know what I'm saying? So, if you ever see So Cold in a fight, his last fight, you know what I'm saying? He's big. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that nigga is big.
That's stamina. He is big, and his stamina motherfuckers. But once he get to usually 7, 8, 9, he starts slowing up a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he methodical with his punches. He tries to place his punches where he wants them and things like that, and he can do some damage But like AC said, he has to maintain the inside. That's where he's gonna win it. It's not the outside, bro. Like I said, I don't like Pacheco because he slap his punches when somebody get mid range sometime, or they start moving in fast, or I can't stand that shit. But on the outside, if Pacheco stay on the outside, it's gonna be a long night for Nelson. A long
I got a
night.
question about I see
Salute,
at the
DJ. Go ahead, bro.
at the bottom it say I see on like the words that you got scrolling across the bottom. They said
Yeah.
something about Ryan Garcia and Teofimo, but it's not Ryan and Teo. I heard it's Ryan and Pitbull.
They don't know yet. It's not inked. It's not inked.
Okay.
No,
It's
it's
gonna
not
be
inked.
either or type thing.
Yeah, it's either or. Like, okay, you had Teo. They were
Pitbull got a
discussing
fight
him
coming
and
up.
Teo, and then Ryan came out and put that out to everybody, talking about Pitbull would be a tough fight to Devin on any day. So people would think it's gonna be Pitbull, but don't nobody really know. And they saying that Devin gonna fight Ramirez. And I'm gonna be real with you, Ramirez coming off the layoff on the last fight where he lost. Dog, this would be it would shock me. This would be the fight where Ramirez let his hands go. You get what I'm saying? And then fuck around, these cats lose. You know what I mean? That's I don't know. And it's weird. Their situation is so weird to me, bro. Y'all just signed a fight to fight each other, right? To make it a trilogy. And y'all finna take these other fights. So y'all looking past who the fuck y'all finna fight, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And both of you motherfuckers could lose. Both of you. Think about it. Ryan fight Teofimo? Come on, bro. You could fuck around, lose that fight. Ramirez and Devin, you could definitely fucking lose that shit. Like, I don't know what these little dudes on, but it's weird to me, bro. It's weird that you
Man,
like
I know, I can
we're
tell you what
promoting
they
looking
own.
past your guy.
I can tell you what they own. It ain't got nothing to do with them, bro. It's Turkey. Turkey want to do it. They can't say nothing back to that nigga. Especially not Devin.
It shouldn't come out. It
Especially
shouldn't
not
come
Devin.
out. And you wanna know what? I can agree with you. Like I said, bro. This dude, like, you take it's easy to take advantage of motherfuckers when they on a loss. You get what I'm saying? And I can sign you to 2-3 fights and guarantee you this X amount of money and make you look good. My thing is, God damn it, the fights these guys talking about taking, and people are like, oh, Devin B. Ramirez. I'm like, nigga, Ramirez just come off a layoff, bro. If Ramirez let his fucking hands go, bro, the same Ramirez I saw fight fucking Josh Taylor, bro, it's gonna be a problem. Damn, I ain't know. Okay, I thought my boy would dropped off, but yeah, that's gonna be a problem. And then if you get the right fucking Teofimo, nigga, Ryan gonna have a true problem.
Ryan got the good part of the deal because I mean, bro, you fight Teofimo, you fight niggas like bro, that's good fights anyway. Win or lose.
If that's Gordo, nigga, if Teo come in as Gordo, man.
No, I'm saying he can lose. I'm saying he can lose, but at least it's Teo. Devin,
Oh, go. That's what you're saying. Okay,
I say at least it's Teo. At least it's Pitbull.
Yeah, Ryan got the bigger name to lose.
Yeah, he got the bigger name. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he had 50 fights. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But Devin, people, his fans, they don't think that shit no goddamn 50-50 fight.
Hey, nigga.
Okay.
Hey, Ramirez fucking say it now. What you finna say now? Say it.
I said, fuck around and find out, bro.
Swear to God, nigga.
But
that last fight, my dude got married, gained a gang of weight.
I don't know where people get all this like faith in these dudes, bro. Fight the fights, man, and see what happened, bro. God damn.
Man, I know what it be, bro. I know where they get the faith.
Where's that?
Where they get from? Where they get from?
Because the nigga black.
I know he ain't from the church.
No,
fuck all that
black.
shit.
I'm telling you,
all that shit,
bro. They get the faith from because the nigga black. I'm telling you, that's where they get the faith.
Man, I've been saying this on my channel a whole lot of times. I know 9 can constitute to this too, because he from California. Goddamn me, I know a whole lot of Tommies, nigga. A whole lot of Tommies, nigga. That'll get with your ass like on some real shit. That color shit don't mean shit. No,
it don't
nigga.
mean nothing. I'm saying. I mean, first of all, I don't think Devin got up too many fans that ain't black. But I'm saying like what I noticed about black fight fans, like I mean, I was at the barbershop talking about like, bro, a nigga literally said at the barbershop, he was like, he don't believe nobody could beat a black person who's elite, no other
Shit.
race. That nigga really said that
He don't
shit.
watch boxing. He don't watch boxing.
He really said that shit.
He don't watch
Like,
boxing, bro.
but people be thinking like, bro, but I'm telling you where they get this shit, bro. I'm telling you where the arrogance come from. The arrogance come from because they looking at Devin like he black and he supposed to be like fight the Mayweather style and all that shit. You know what I mean?
This shit right here
Don't
don't
mean
mean
no.
shit.
Nah, it don't mean that. I know that. You know what I'm
If you
saying?
dumb as fuck, you dumb as fuck.
I'm
If
gonna
you
say
not,
it like this. Whenever I heard boxing fans say shit like that, I'm like, how big was Jeff Lacey? Like,
nigga,
oh, Jeff
Hook,
Lacey,
Lacey,
oh,
salute.
man, he was.
I know
was
you're
Jeff,
not about to talk about the slaughter.
The Hook,
Jeff Lacey was the listen, shit, and Jeff Lacey could knock motherfuckers
Left Hook,
straight
Lacey.
through.
Yeah. You went out, AC.
Yeah. I thought it was my shit. That's why I got off and got back home. Shit,
Nah. Left Hook Lacey was a motherfucker though. But that color shit don't play, bro.
No, it don't.
I don't give a fuck. I've been on plenty. I've been on other
What I
channels.
think it is.
Yeah,
That's
I've been
what
on
I
other
think it
channels.
whooped his
That's
ass.
what it is. Casino, I swear to God. I've been on other channels where like they be like, "Oh, you go against a black fighter, man." That ain't got shit to do with being
But
fucking
then on
black,
top of
nigga.
that, it's a part of their marketing. Like
Yeah,
race is a part of Devin Haney's marketing.
and
Think about it.
that ain't how it's supposed to
They
be, bro.
market race, they market religion, and they market goddamn just bullshit. But
That one year was
they-
weird for me, bro. That 1 year was weird for me where everybody was like professing their religion as a like after a fight they win and shit like that. That shit was weird to me. I was like, why is everybody doing this shit though? You think God really wants you in that motherfucking fighting? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I swear to God, no. Hey, bro, I said
I'm
that
like,
shit
this-
before, bro.
I'm
I
like,
was
this
bro,
is
these
no
niggas
place
be
for
in
this
bitch
shit,
talking
bro.
about- Niggas be talking about God gave me the goddamn all this God shit, bro. I'm like, bro, God ain't asked me to do that shit.
And
Nigga, if
I
anything,
felt like
when
that
I'm
was
coming to the
weird.
ring, when I'm coming to the ring, I'm bringing them demons with me, nigga.
There
got me
you
fucked
go.
up.
You hear me, bro?
got me-
Like
Yeah,
100%, bro. I promise you, bro. Like that shit was weird.
That
First
shit
time
blasphemy. It's
Hey,
like
you
Ryan
see
was
me
doing
praying
with
in the ring, bro. I'm
Jesus.
praying for your safety that I don't kill this motherfucker.
Yeah, like that shit was weird, bro. Like
that's
it was
that's
cool.
like robbing the bank.
It's
and
cool.
then after you get away with it, you like thank God. Like God looked out.
Yeah,
for you.
right.
Yeah.
You hear me, bro? You hear me, bro?
You get off on an M and shit. You get off on an M. You done deleted somebody, nigga, and you like, thank God I didn't go to the pen. Like, no, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I think
Yeah.
the God and the devil, bro.
No,
should
that's
sue
real,
these
bro.
motherfuckers for defamation of character, bro. I promise, bro. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
On
I always felt like God ain't got nothing to do with nothing in the ring, bro. When they be
No,
like,
he ain't
thank
got nothing to
God,
do with
thank
the
God.
motherfucking ring. No, he ain't
I'm
got
saying
nothing to
he
do with that
got. I mean, I'm
motherfucker.
talking about God. God, of course, God got something to do with everything. But I'm talking about like God don't agree with if God ain't trying to agree with no violence and shit.
Bro, God gave you a choice. Point blank and period. It's in the beginning of the fucking Bible. He gave you a fucking choice. You know what you doing. But that don't mean I'm riding with the shit.
Right.
You
You
done
know what I'm
robbed the
saying?
nigga and got away. Like, that was God, bro. No.
Yeah, that shit was weird, bro. Like that 1 year. Y'all remember that year? Oh, alhamdulillah. And then it was like, I want to praise Jesus Christ. And I was like, why is everybody saying this shit all of a sudden? What is going on? Like, no, don't do that shit. I feel like it was blasphemous. Like, no, you in here trying to hurt a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That shit was weird. And then like, and then
the motherfucker out,
you
knocked
do a
him
full
through the ring
circle
and
on it,
shit.
niggas. Yeah, and then you do a full circle on it. You talking about alhamdulillah and all this shit. Guy got the perfect plan. I'm hearing all this stuff, right? And then like when you lose, it ain't God's perfect plan no more. I'm gonna sue, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit don't make sense to me, bro. Like I'm like, leave religion out of boxing,
Bro,
bro.
I be
Like
keeping all that shit, bro. That's one of the reasons I never really liked the nigga.
that
That's another
shit.
reason.
That shit's weird to
That's
me, bro.
one
Like,
reason.
don't do
It's a
that.
lot of reasons, bro.
Because like you think God, like you got to read things. I ain't trying to do a church sermon, but you think God really wants you out here trying to knock the head off another motherfucker?
Man, no.
Man,
Like,
that was
you-
God.
you-
Meanwhile, dude is a whole mean, He on Instagram. You know
Right,
what I
you
mean?
hear me, bro?
Humiliated
Like,
and shit.
dog, that shit is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I be feeling like that shit's selfish, bro. Like, cause both of y'all in there fighting, right? And then when you win, you be like, I want to thank God, Savior Jesus Christ, because we be in this motherfucker, we could die, and this and that third. Nigga, you was just participating in this shit.
Hey, but you know what was
Like,
funny
what
as
are you
hell?
talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what was funny as hell to me, bro? I always laugh at this shit, bro. When after Ryan whooped Devin ass and Bernard Hopkins got there was like Allahu Akbar. Now
Yeah,
that
like
shit was funny
what?
as fuck. That was funny as hell, bro. Because he
I'm
don't
like,
usually even
dog.
say shit like that.
I feel
But he
like,
was really trolling their ass.
and it's crazy because now they're allowing it. I don't know if everybody know, like, y'all know who Andre Ward is, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember when they used to announce, and I know now I know this, they used to announce that shit, Son of God, and then they stopped that shit. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do
They
it.
start calling
That's
him
why
SOG instead.
SOG. SOG. They would not do it. Now it's like it's just okay and open. You get what I'm saying?
This shit corny. It's
Bruh,
really
shit
corny.
weird to me.
It's corny.
It's
Hold on, I'll
weird.
be right
It's
back.
weird to me. Like
Man,
at
I'm
the end
from
of the
the
day,
hood,
but
man, where I done seen a lot of people get hustled out of their money from religious groups, be it like
mhm,
Islamic base, be it Jewish base, Christian
mhm.
base. You know, you had them motherfuckers in Waco, Texas, Jim Jones, motherfuckers like that. You
Yeah,
didn't had
yeah,
motherfuckers just it's a hustle to me. I
yeah.
think religion is a personal thing that really shouldn't be worn on your sleeve, bro. To keep it a
Nah,
buck, though.
it should be. It say that though. Your relationship between guys supposed to be what? Between
Personal.
you and him. That's
You know,
it.
so it's okay after the fight to be like, man, thank God, man, we both came out of here safe. It
Yeah,
wasn't no
you feel me?
injuries. You know what I'm saying? We get to go home to our families or whatever. That's cool. But nigga, you done knocked him out through the ring. This motherfucker over here seasoning shit. And you
For
stumping and
real.
praising God, bro. That's fucked up. That is. That's
Swear to
fucked up.
God, bro.
If anything, shit, they should be asking God for forgiveness. Like, God forgive me for goddamn knocking this nigga brains out.
I
Like,
promise to God, bro. That's what I always felt, Casino.
yeah,
Hey, God, I'm sorry I had to do this, but blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't know if it's the talent you gave me or whatever, but I'm just doing my best. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always felt. That's what I always felt like when you in there hurting each other. Like, God didn't want you to do that, bro. You had every other option under the sun besides boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But
Hey,
no,
let me
man,
ask y'all a
we
question
ain't
though,
gonna keep
man.
harping on that shit though.
Let me ask y'all a question, because I'm gonna springboard this into another thing. Which fighter out there,
Yeah.
all times, do you think had the perfect temperament as a fighter? If you had to coach a fighter right now, and you wanted your fighter to have this guy's temperament, who would you choose?
I
talking about
got
all
two.
time or right now?
Oh,
All time,
I
oh,
mean, I don't know about all time.
damn, bro.
a guy that just thinks like a fighter that you would. That's who I would like to coach. I like his temperament, the way
I
he
would
approaches
say
a fight.
I'm gonna say this, and it's an
Ooh.
odd name for y'all. I would say a fighter
Ooh.
like Sam Langford, because Sam
Oh,
Langford
Sam
had
Langford. That ain't odd name. That's not odd at
Yeah.
all, nigga.
all right, but he had the power that had this dude fighting from light divisions all the way up to damn near heavyweight, and he actually did fight one or two heavyweights. So when I look at a fighter like Sam Langford that has everything
He
that
got
I would
played, too.
want, the physical aspect of his body being like a rubber band that he could do what he wanted and still bounce back, had the power and shit like that. It's like,
Uh-huh.
give me that guy, let me coach him. That motherfucker right there, I'd have coached that dude to be the absolute legend of legends of boxing.
It was said Jack Johnson didn't want new parts.
Right.
Yeah. Jack Johnson ain't want no parts of Sam Langford. He was like, oh
Right.
no,
Right.
no. That nigga down there in Mexico knocking out them big ass
Mhm.
Mexicans.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah, I'm
fucking
cool.
with that dude. I'm cool.
I don't want to say.
Now, on
I
that
ain't gonna
thing,
say all time.
M-Cole
I ain't gonna.
stole mine.
Oh,
Who, Ray
okay.
Robinson?
I ain't gonna say of all time, but I
M-Cole
say like
stole
right
mine
now.
because in the ring, M Cole stole mine. Sugar Ray Robinson got in there, handled fucking business, and was trying his best to handle business outside of the ring as well. He was trying to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he owned the whole block, clubs, liquor stores, every fucking thing, bro. Like for that, like that shit was dope, bro. Like that's what I want my fight to be. A fighter that know how to turn it on, turn it off. I've watched interviews of Sugar Ray Robinson where he was like, the kid fought a good fight the first 2 rounds, and I could have beat the fuck out of him, but I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I did enough to knock him out, but I could have fucking murdered this little dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of cat I want, where you know when to turn that shit on and turn that shit off. Real spit, and then to have enough sense outside this ring. I got to at least try to maintain my livelihood on my own instead of with my hand out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would want, bro.
Who you say, Casino?
Man, I say for right now, like, I mean, shit, it'll be goddamn Canelo.
Hey, he's got a
Who's M.
cool
Cole?
little temperament too, though. That's a cool temperament
Yeah.
too.
He
Yeah,
ain't never like out of pocket. He don't ever get out of pocket like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He pretty much
No,
stay the
he
same.
always.
Like,
Yeah, I agree with you.
see, that's his
he
dog
always in
name.
pocket.
I named his dog
Oh,
Canelo.
okay. I got you. No, he always in pocket. If he lose or not, he the same cat. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
another
Crawford
one that
too.
got his shit together outside of the fucking ring, bro.
You say
He
what?
wasn't no fool. He wasn't
Yeah,
fool.
nah. I say
I said
Crawford too, though.
Canelo ain't no fool.
I say
No,
Crawford too.
yeah. No,
If we talking
Yeah,
about today,
but-
if we talking about today, I would say fighters like Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn, and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that too. Man,
Either
who I
one of
say
those-
all time though, my all time guy, and a lot of people would disagree with it because he did a lot of shit and had a lot of problems. But that imperfection that he had though is what kind of draw me to him though. I say James Lights Out Tony.
Oh, that's
You know, I love
That's
the way
my
he
guy.
conducted himself
That's
in
my
interviews.
guy.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
fact that
yeah.
it wasn't even his skill, bro, inside the ring. It was the fact that he was
Shit.
just so calm.
His
And was just sitting there
skills,
just breathing and he was just so calm and just speak and catch the punch, boom,
man.
stay right there in the he was just so calm. I
You
love that.
speak to now. You speak to the choir. He one of me and made me start really paying attention to feet.
Yeah,
There's many people who had that fucking shoulder roll, but they didn't know you had the feet to go right along with that shit. That nigga would set that shit up right in front of your face.
I loved his shoulder roll better than I love Mayweather's shoulder roll.
Swear
You know
to
what I'm
God, bro. I
'Cause he
tell
was just
everybody
so
that.
calm. You know,
Yes.
Mayweather was good, but he had like a little tenseness to him. He was always a little tense.
All
you know what I'm
this
saying?
and going back and shit.
But
Motherfucking
Tony
James
was just so
Tony.
calm.
As soon as James Tony feel like he had to take a step back like this, took a step to the side.
but see,
He moved. He moved with it.
the thing that
James felt
That
like
shit
he
was
was
fire.
shadow boxing in the mirror, bro. He was just so bing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was just so smooth with it.
Yeah.
like James
Yeah.
Toney to me
Yeah.
was the guy who, when I look at James Toney fight, and the biggest disappointment in my entire life with James Toney is you should have took. I know you were astronomically ahead. I know did not one reporter have Roy Jones beating you and everything. But bro, you shouldn't have came in there eating ice cream and fried chicken and all of that
Yeah.
kind of shit, not taking that man serious. Because I think
Yeah.
if you would have took him serious, nobody would have nothing to say because you would have beat, Roy when Roy was Roy.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And you were you. And at the end of the day, I lived through that because I had to cough up my entire paycheck to my uncle because I had James Toney actually knocking him out. I was like, James Toney is going to knock Roy Jones out. I said that chicken shit that he does, that shit ain't gonna work. All that bullshit.
Yeah,
ain't
it
gonna
worked.
work.
Hey,
It
Slick,
worked.
I'm gonna catch. I'm gonna watch the show. I gotta do some shit. But
Salute to you, Casino, bro. I
Salute
appreciate you coming
everybody,
through.
bro.
Real
Salute
tough,
to you,
man.
bro.
for sure,
Yeah.
I'm be in the chat and shit. I'm just gonna
Bet
get to
that.
watch.
Bet that.
All right.
At the end of the day, man, that's how confident I was in James Toney and looking at his skill set, because I don't know if people remember this, right? James Toney, when he was fighting, he was like the fighter who was also the hip hop ambassador. Like there was
Mhm.
so many different ads of James Toney in the Source magazine. He had the one with the rims. He had the one with the bikes and with the choppers and shit like that. So like James Toney, when I would stop at, back then there was magazine little shops and stuff like that. I would stop at them and just look at magazines. The one fighter I was seeing almost on every cover was James Toney. James Lights
Mhm.
Out Toney. And I was like, bro, there is no way. I said I
James
like
James
Roy
Tony
Jones.
had that. James had that bravado, and his style matched. You know what I'm saying? Like he talking shit to you while he punching your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about him. But I swear to God, he really made me start paying attention to feet, because I used to be like, his upper body movement didn't look as fast. And I'm like, how the fuck he get over there? You know what I'm
He
saying?
was
Like
just
out
so
of the way.
relaxed, bro.
Yeah, it was just be like, how the fuck he pulled that shit
That nigga was the true
off,
quiet
bro?
storm,
Like,
man.
Hey, but
James
you know what
Toney
yeah,
though?
swear to
was
God,
somebody.
bro.
It's one thing. It's one thing he said in an interview, bro, that just fucked me up and floored me. This was back when he moved up to heavyweight and he was chasing Klitschko or whatever. And Klitschko ended up fighting, God, I believe David Haye, because David Haye came out with that poster of him and his brother Skull or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
Klitschko's like, yeah, I'm fighting David Haye because he disrespected my family. He's like, so you gonna give this motherfucker a fight because he disrespected your family, but you ain't gonna give me a fight? Well, your mama sucked dick. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Now what? Fight me. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I still
James
I
remember that
Toney
love
was
nigga
the
Big
that.
Ignorant.
realest.
He didn't have no, those guys were top of the world to me, you know, when I was a young adult and coming up or whatever, because they didn't have to. James Toney didn't like Bernard Hopkins or Roy Jones. Roy Jones
Right.
and Bernard Hopkins, they didn't like each other. It wasn't this old buddy system that they got now. You know what I mean? You notice how these fighters are just way too friendly towards each other. The Keyshawn, Shakur shit, all that shit. Bro, if you was awake in my weight class or one above me or one below me, I wasn't fucking with you. You know what I mean? And it's just like this buddy system right now. These dudes is
Right.
it's kind of soft, bro.
No, it's very soft. It ain't kind of. That shit is very soft.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that type of bullshit at all.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like James Toney, he was the type of person that said so many things that I just took to heart and kind of like wore those things on my sleeve and shit like that. James Toney was the type of dude that when me and my friends would talk, we would be like, all right, you're in the dark alley. There's a
Yeah.
nigga standing in front of you that you gotta get through.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Who would you turn around and just run from? Hands down, me and all my friends was like James Toney. We was like, we all was definitely like, nah, that nigga fast. He's skinny. He's scary looking and black as hell. I'm running.
Yeah. Bro, we people don't realize how blessed we was to see that class of middleweights.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones, and James Toney, two of them went to heavyweight and won titles.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Two of them did. And Bernard Hopkins, even though, you know, Roy
Yep.
Jones got knocked out by Tarver when he fought Tarver, you know what I'm saying? God damn, he beat the shit out of Tarver. He did Tarver
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show you that generation's talent pool. You know what I mean? Where
Right.
you had
Right.
two middleweights that moved up and won portions of the heavyweight title, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
James Toney in there
And
with
beat
big
some
punchers like Sam
legendary
Peters.
names. And beat some legendary names because the way they was talking about James Toney versus Evander Holyfield, it was like you would just be like, well, I'm just going to tune in to watch Evander Holyfield just beat the shit out of James Toney.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when that man just picked him apart and was beating dog shit out of him and talking shit to him while he beating his ass, I was like, oh, this is disrespectful.
Hey, see, that's crazy, bro. Because usually when you got a guy moving up in weight, you just know, oh, damn, he about to have a fight against Evander Holyfield. That time after that Juro fight, we all knew, like, damn, why they gonna put Evander in there with James Toney?
That's what us
It was like, why they gonna do that to Evander, bro?
He gonna kill Evander. What the
Mhm.
fuck is the mainstream sports niggas talking about? Like, where
Yeah,
do y'all
bruh.
see Evander Holyfield beating James Toney? Are you niggas stupid?
That shit is crazy. And like I said, that's what I love. He talking shit while he whooping you. And that
Yeah.
it goes back to what I said. Like some fighters have that. It don't matter who they fight, as long as they got that dog in them. You know what I'm saying?
I would
It
have
don't
loved
matter.
one fight back then, though, in the heavyweight division, because it would have been two Michigan guys squaring up. You know what I'm saying? And the weight difference for James Toney moving up to heavyweight, this would have been a perfect fight for him if he would have fought Chris Berg. I would have loved that fucking fight.
I was
Ooh.
calling for that fight forever. And
I know.
I wanted to see here's the caveat to it. I was like, if I don't get Chris Berg, James Toney versus Michael Moore.
Boy.
That would have been fire too. That'd have been fire too.
But see, back in them days, so get this though. You know, you be like, damn, I want James Toney versus Chris Berg. And then you look up James Toney's fighting and he's fighting fucking Sam Peters. You like, damn, that's fire too. So you
Mhm.
couldn't complain.
It was like, oh,
Right. That's what I'm
he's
saying.
not playing.
You
He
couldn't
went after
complain.
Sam Peterson.
We was talking about that earlier. The talent pool was just more vast back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than it is now.
Yeah, you couldn't complain, bro.
Talent pool was so vast back then. It's crazy. Where like a class today is like 5 motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
Think about it like
nuts,
this.
bro.
We didn't have to pay pay-per-view for the first Antonio Marco Barrera, Eric Morales fight. Let that sink in. The first Gotti Ward fight, we didn't have to pay pay-per-view. We didn't pay pay-per-view for Hasim Rahman versus Holyfield when he had that big ass hemoglobin on his head.
Yeah.
Now these motherfuckers is making us pay pay-per-view for Andy
Was Lenny
Ruiz
Lewis and Hasim Rahman pay-per-view?
No, the first one wasn't.
Wasn't. I don't think it was.
The rematch
but
right.
the second
When he
one,
lost.
the rematch
right.
was, yeah.
The rematch was. Right.
The first one came free on Showtime or HBO. I don't remember.
Yeah. And Lynch lost. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Real shit. Real shit.
bro.
The talent pool was so vast back then, bro.
We had a lot of good free fights, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
bro. Real spit, bro. And today we arguing over contracts and these guys, man, bro, they just need to fucking fight, bro. And
no matter
that's why
who
I'm
came or
always
who
keep
went.
on preaching for the good fighters.
No
Go
matter who came or who went, bro, in my humble opinion, I don't care who the Zone, Showtime, Fox, when it was on Fox, nobody did boxing better than HBO. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody say. It's undebatable because
Hey,
they
on
would
everything
have,
I love, I'm with you on that, bro. The commentators was
would have
right
them
and everything was
legendary
right on that
nights.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
They would have them
Yep.
legendary nights and shit. You would get a
Fighting
pay-per-view.
at the dark.
Yeah, you would get a pay-per-view. And then that next Saturday afterwards, if you couldn't pay for it or whatever the fuck the case may be, miss the pay-per-view, that shit would run on. You'd be like, well, I'm going to watch it next week. I know my boy won, but I want to see how the pay-per-view would play the next Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to like search the internet and be like, all right, cool. And then one side, you know, the when you watching it on the internet and shit, motherfucker camera zooming in and you like, damn, it's like a super close up in. Fuck all that.
No, it wasn't none of that
I
shit.
know what you're talking about. It's them Russian niggas that be trying to air the fights like that. It's like, why is your camera so zoomed?
Yeah, no, that's some real shit, bro. No, that's some real shit though. Because if you could pay for the pay-per-view, you knew next Saturday that shit was gonna fucking air and it was gonna have extra fight on that bitch. Because remember, they used to be like, after this fight, we're gonna show the replay of X, Y, and Z. Remember that
Yeah,
shit,
these
bro?
were fights that didn't that were on the undercard, but like you got to see, you know, the youngins. Like, okay, this is a young ass
Yeah,
James
bro. I used
Toney.
to love that
This is
shit.
a young ass Roy Jones. This is a young ass Bernard Hopkins. This is a young ass,
Yeah.
Felix
Yeah.
Trinidad or De La Hoya. This is how we got to see these young ass fighters. Is when they would extend it and give us the undercard because these guys were the talents. Oh, notable talent. A young Oscar De La Hoya goes in there and he stops a
Yeah.
game bred, blah, 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 blah. And
I
you're like,
remember
what?
seeing a young Miguel Cotto like that, bro, in one of
Yes,
those extended
sir.
cards. That's
Woo.
before he was even bald headed, bro. He had like a whole head full of hair. He had like
Nigga.
a mini fro
He had
or
a
some shit.
shaggy ass hair, bro. Brown shaggy
Yeah.
ass hair, bro.
That's how I
Swear to
saw
God.
that how I saw young Zab Judah. I saw young Zab Judah on Madison Square Garden boxing after dark.
Yeah.
Remember when MSG used to have boxing after dark? I don't know if that was a thing for out of state people, but for here in New York,
It will
like,
be here because y'all got that channel.
yeah, we had it
Y'all,
as
y'all,
one of the
yeah, y'all had
tables.
a channel, but it would come on here.
Oh, okay. So I
Yeah,
got
on
to
another
see-
channel. But y'all,
Exactly.
they like when it came on our channel, you would see the MSG. You know how y'all kept the little logo at the bottom and shit.
Yeah.
It would come on our channel, but it would still have that logo.
Yeah, so I'm watching it and I'm like, wait a minute. Because we used to make fun of them dudes when they be on the train because I don't know if people remember, but Zab is an Israelite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they all came like, his people that wasn't his trainer and everything, his pops and his brothers and shit like that was all in they like Israelite gear and shit like that. And I'm like,
Purple and black and all that shit.
fuck is these niggas? What are they gonna sell us? Incense and oil and shit like that? Next thing I know, they telling us about, dude's name is Zab Judah. I'm like, oh God, this dude gonna be one of them. Let me watch this
But you
dude
know what though? Crazy
get his
thing you
ass
said that.
kicked, and Zab came out and did the damn thing.
The crazy thing that you say that though, because
Damn right.
Abdullah Mason, his family, the way they move kind of reminds me of the Islamic version of the Judas.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The way they move,
Yeah.
it just seemed like that's like the second coming of Zab Judah. He even
Yeah.
been down
Mhm.
a couple of times in the fight so far. So that's the second coming of Zab.
So
And Zab
yeah,
was
that's yeah. So I just used to be like, wow, who else did I see? Like I seen so many fighters on MSG boxing after dark. You had Friday night fights. You had HBO.
I remember that shit used to come on USA Bounce. That shit was on all channels, bro.
You
Hey,
had
fellas, y'all
you had
leaving one out, though.
Spike TV used to show boxing and shit like that before they
Y'all
cut the
leaving one
boxing
out.
contract.
Remember
and went to
Showbox?
MMA.
Yep.
Showbox.
Yep,
Showbox with
Damn right.
Showbox would be
Damn right.
for Showtime, but they would be in small cities like Joplin, Missouri, Miami,
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Hell
You know what
yeah. Yeah.
The whole spot looked like
Yeah.
it's
No
smoked out. Like the lights look all
I swear to
fucking
God.
crazy. It's mad smoky in there, and two dudes got a box. I was like, I'd have hated being in that venue right there because I'd have
Bruh,
been
Hey, but let me
jacked
ask y'all a
up
Showbox
question,
put
though.
on
Let
a
me
lot
ask
of
y'all a question.
motherfuckers, bro.
From that era, I feel like every fighter was dope as fuck back then. But it feels like, Showtime fighters back then was secondary to us. You would watch Showtime boxing when it wasn't an HBO card. And I feel like a lot of those fighters that fought over there on Showtime,
they were
like the
WCW.
Acelino Freitas, the Acelino Popo Freitas, the guys like Raul Marquez, Marquez's little brother. You know what I mean? I feel like those guys was beasts, bro, and they didn't get no props like that. They still
real
don't
recognition.
get no props like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Showtime got the aftermarket shit. They was WCW, and then everybody was on HBO, and then you really start watching like Showtime when they got Mike Tyson and shit like that.
About what I used to appreciate Showtime for was it was funny because I don't know if it was like some underlying thing where these two were kind of like stealing each other's fighters or some shit like that, because some fighters that I seen on Showbox, once they finally got their big opportunity, they were fighting on HBO.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Like a
but vice
Casamayor.
versa too, though.
Casamayor started out as a Showtime fighter, and he
Yep.
whooped everybody on Showtime, and then he moved on to HBO. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes guys landed in Showtime, like they went from Tuesday night fights, USA
Yeah,
Tuesday night fights, to Showtime, and then the big stage HBO or whatever. That was kind of like the
Yep.
rotation.
Yep.
And it was a lot of
And
guys that
Showtime.
was on Tuesday night fights that just couldn't cut it. You know what I mean? But they
Yep.
were some dope ass fighters, like Emmanuel Augustus.
Yep.
He
yeah.
never really
Yep.
made it to the big stage, but he was entertaining as fuck. What's that other kid,
But
man?
he had problems.
Yeah, Burton. Oh God, what the fuck was his name? Burton.
Not
Oh
Henry.
God, switch hitter kid too, man. He had beat Angel Manfredi.
I know who
And he
you're
was
talking about, but I can't remember his name.
black dude.
Yeah.
From Michigan too. Then you had the one guy, the Haitian sensation, Daniel Edward.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Daniel Edward
Yep. They had
after,
what?
yeah, he was undefeated, and he was knocking everybody out on Tuesday night fights. And then they matched him against
Mm-hmm.
another undefeated fighter who was an Olympian named Jermaine Taylor. And Jermaine
Yeah.
Taylor blew him out. And
Beat
I
the
ain't
Jermaine
seen
shit out
Taylor.
of him.
Yep.
Blew him out.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
ain't
But
seen him
Jermaine
since.
Taylor went on to do some big things in boxing, though. So
But he was another kid who got all that money quick, boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
They was paying his ass.
After that
He got that
Bernard,
money
Bernard fight, the
And then
first
you saw
fight,
his
he ain't look
demise.
good since, bro. After that
Yep.
Bernard fight,
Swear
he
to
ain't look
God,
good
bro.
since. And I
That
think
money got
Ricky
good. He
beat him.
sat in the corner and said, fuck it. I lost money on that fucking fight. That motherfucker sat down in that corner in the 12th round. What was it, like a couple seconds before it was finna end? I said, what the fuck? Boy, I was so mad, bro. Boy, I was so fucking pissed.
You know, I remember,
Yeah, I remember Jermaine
Taylor
monkey
fighting.
arm ass.
I remember Jermaine Taylor fighting Kelly Pavlik, and I'd seen him on Tuesday night
Yeah, me
fights.
too.
Like, yeah, bro, he got a motherfucker right here. I don't know if Jermaine gonna do it.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh man, I don't know. Jermaine came out, dropped him early, and fucked around, got stopped.
Yep. Yep. Well, that's what fighting is.
So
But
I
like I
believe
said,
I believe in healthy competition. I believe in several networks having boxing. I believe in that, so you can kind of watch the
yeah.
process of fighters
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't want, even
Facts.
though we get
Facts.
these fights, the trade-off is this. I'm afraid with Turkey, bro, because I believe absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know what I mean? And that's the trade-off. So I'm not gonna give him a red light. I'm not gonna give him a green light. I'm gonna just give Turkey a yellow light. I'm gonna drive slow and proceed with caution, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I know absolute. He got his hand. He done bought up a lot of shit so quick, and that's kind of scares me. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the movie The Dark Knight.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
PBC, Top Rank, and all these promotional companies, they press the boxing fans and press the boxing fans until they put their faith in a motherfucker that we didn't know and didn't really do like this, and that
Man,
was
hey,
Joker.
listen
Right,
to
right.
hey, bro, let me
No.
say this real fast. At the end of the day, man,
What's
I
good,
would
DJ?
suggest everybody in boxing proceed with the Turk with caution, because there's a whole lot of shit that's connected to Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia's influence when you talk about land and oil shit like that on the geopolitical stage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful of shit that's going on in about this ceasefire and this current administration coming in, because understand this. We're talking about wealth, and we're talking about wealth globally. If there's basically one place in the world right now that the wars are forever. Russia can stop what they doing to Ukraine in a minute and just walk away and whatever. But when you talk about what's going on between Israel and Gaza and Palestine, this shit goes back to the 40s, even earlier.
Earlier than
when
that,
you
way
talk-
line in
beyond
the
that.
Bible,
Beyond
bro.
that.
So hold on,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but besides that,
Look-
but what I'm saying is this: when you look at the amount of development possibilities of that region, and you're talking about all of the Middle East can become stabilized, how much money are you actually talking for the uber rich? So when the
Yeah.
turkey's
Yeah.
coming in, you coming in from an angle that's blindsiding everybody else because you're coming in through a sports venue that a sports medium that was in trouble, and now you're offering it, and you could be doing things, and guess what? You're adding money to the U.S. economy, so a lot of blind eyes may be taken for things that you do. Remember, this is the same country that chopped up a fucking reporter who was American.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
So that's
I'm
all I'm saying.
well aware of a lot of those issues, and it's something that I do. And hang on, first salute Slick 9, and I've heard the
'Cause,
voice before, but I can't.
AC.
AC.
Yep, that's my bad.
Salute, bro.
Look, I try not to let politics and those sorts of things ruin what I enjoy. So for me, I'm actually happy to take the however long it lasts. I mean, it's been a little over 12 months. If we go back to December 23, was when the heavyweight started on the first Riyadh season. I used to actually start thinking, and all of us had discussions earlier and said, well, how long is this going to last? But you know what? If the food tastes good and it's at the right price, why not just enjoy the food? That's kind of how I'm looking at boxing right at the moment. Because the 2 years prior to that, we were getting nothing. It was rubbish. Everything was locked up. There was champion and recess. It was just, these fights and these cards we're getting now. You can be a pessimist, you can be an optimist, but for me, I just go, well, why not just love it while we're getting it? Because for me personally, I don't get to actually influence geopolitical, global issues. I just want good boxing matches. And I got to say, I'm getting them. And for a couple of things you were talking about, Nine, if I can just back up a little bit. You asked about what sort of temperament that you want a boxer to be. Unfortunately, the world's not the same anymore. You've got these people on, and we had a big discussion on your channel about 6 months ago, right? About how all of these influences, money, and upbringing, just generational
the internet
change
in general, the internet shit.
So, you look at, and I agree with what AC said, you look at Bud's temperament, right? He can actually talk to the media nice and calmly, but if you hit him and he doesn't like it in the ring, he turns into a dog, right? You're in proper trouble. So, we look at, for me, someone like Jai Opetaia, right? Just don't talk to me in the press. All I want to do is get in the ring and kill someone, right? Part of that's refreshing too. But I've also got a bit of a question for the chat while I'm here, because I think Theo asked the question in our group chat. Who you all got between Virgil Ortiz and Madrimov? You want to put one of those polls up, Slick, because I changed my mind day to day.
I know.
That's a tough one.
Virgil will get it. And the point I'm trying to make to land the plane is when you're getting those intriguing battles, the contest where someone's not an outright favourite, how good is that for the sport? Because you can turn up and actually don't know what you're going to get. It's actually up to each fighter to perform on the night.
And that's why I lay it on the fans, because I think the new fans don't know how to appreciate that. You know what I mean? They just look at it like, oh, it's a fight. Whereas they didn't come up through the suffering of seeing people dodge each other and things like that. And now we getting these I call them fantasy fights because, like I said, if he did come in, we wouldn't have got none of this shit. You know what I mean? And
Can I?
bro, that fight right there is not. That's a tough fight, bro. You got you, and I didn't. I don't know why I thought Madrimov was taller than him. Madrimov looked tall in that fight, but he's not tall at all.
Nah, he's
not
like
tall at all.
5'8". He's like 5'8" or some shit.
Yeah,
He's the same height as
swear to
Bud.
God, bro. Yeah,
But this is what I
But it
wanted to
look-
say. As far as this fight right here between Virgil and Madrimov, I actually got Madrimov because I believe wholeheartedly from the fight I saw, Boachuk was completely robbed. You
yeah,
feel
I
what I'm
believe
saying?
you have to.
So when I look at that, right, and I look at the fact that everyone thought Madrimov fought one way, and you go in there and you fight a completely different style. You feel what I'm saying? With Terrence Crawford. Now, I look at it like this. Virgil definitely fights one way. I know right now Madrimov has the ability to change up his style. So will he come in there with something completely different? And when you have a guy like that, how do you accurately gauge on how he's going to come in, what style he's going to fight, and how do I prepare myself for what I can't truly say I know he's going to do? He has no
That's a
talent.
fact.
You
That's a fact
removed all
because
his
Bud
talent.
didn't know how to do
You
it.
removed all his tells.
Bud thought he was gonna come in one way.
Exactly.
But you know what that is, fellas? Like, part of that is this. This is a factor about Madrimov that people are not really understanding too. And like you, Deeds, bro, I pick different every day. I may think different tomorrow because this fight is so intriguing. But Madrimov has something that Virgil doesn't have, and that's a world-class coach. Diaz is a fucking amazing, bro. He was with Timothy Bradley all these years. He can
Bruh,
game plan
swear.
motherfucker. And it's kind of like an X factor. So when you got close
Hang on,
fights down like
Virgil's
this,
with Robert Garcia. You can't just actually discredit
I
Robert
know,
Garcia.
but Diaz is a little bit more experienced though. He's a little bit older and a little bit more experienced. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the X factor. When you can't pick the fighters, now you got to go against
He
the coach.
he was Robert Garcia before Robert Garcia.
Exactly.
He was Robert Garcia before Robert
He
Garcia.
was the young,
DJ.
exciting Mexican
Him and his
coach
brother.
that was bringing fighters back and shit. You know what I mean? He was the young, exciting coach. You know, where you'd be an older fighter, you go to him and you rebuild your career and shit like that. He worked with Timothy Bradley, a Hall of Famer. You know, they like to show Timothy Bradley with Teddy Atlas, but that was tail end of Timothy's career. The guy that Timothy had.
Yeah, that was in his career.
Yeah. So this is an intriguing fight, man.
And it's a duo. It's him and his brother, bro.
Honestly, I just don't have the fight close. I think this is going to play out probably like a showcase fight for Madrimov. You feel what I'm saying? I just
let me ask
can't
you this.
see.
Do you
go ahead?
Let me ask this real quick, fellas. Do you think that Madrimov has to knock Virgil out, given how the last fight went with Virgil?
I think he can knock Virgil out. I'm just gonna be honest.
Does he have to though? Because we saw what they did with Boychuk, right? That's what I'm asking. Given that we all feel that, I'm pretty sure everybody on this panel feel like Boychuk won, right?
Yeah.
Given that how that fight went, does Madrimov have to come in and put that extra on top of what he's gonna do? You know what I mean?
I think so, because if you're gonna put that ingredient in there or put it on the shelf, hey, listen, it's you. I think you gotta, like, for me, a knockout comes by TKO. Just TKO the nigga.
So I actually don't think so, Slick, and just roll with me while I try to explain this. Is that there's
Okay.
no planet that Matchroom or Golden Boy or Turkey Al Sheikh didn't actually hear the fans' opinion on the potential that Virgil won by robbery, right? So
Right.
if Turkey's looking to keep his product less suspect, we'll call it, or less favourite, I don't think he can afford to actually give or gift any of his fighters an unfair decision or an unjust decision, because I think that what he's doing then loses credibility. He comes and he says, well, I just want the best fight and the best. I don't care about your L's. I'm done with all of that. I just want to see who's the best. You can't do that if you're suspect in actually manufacturing a result.
No, I'm only going to give you a pushback in this direction because we've seen as boxing fans, no matter who's involved, the judges will render some crazy fucked up decision. We've seen it from UFC and all the forms of UFC, from all the forms of UFC. We've seen it in every aspect of boxing, from from
Okay. But
from past to whatever. We've always got those weird kind of decisions and shit like that, or those unfair decisions.
I
I
don't.
don't think that Turkey bakes it in. It's the judges. It's who you chose for the judges. I don't know if it was your channel here, G, where we was talking about there's something in boxing and this weird thing that they're picking up right now, to whereas effective aggression has so much more of a
Yeah.
meaning.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was her.
I
Yeah.
don't disagree with that at all, AC. But if we're going to allow ourselves to repair old wounds or old scars, let me ask you this question. In 2024, what was the biggest robbery you saw?
What was the I would say, I know a lot of people probably gonna want to rock with. Well, there was several. You had Katie Tur, you Amanda Serrano, you had
Do you think that was a robbery? Wow.
yeah, one of them was a
I think
robbery.
Amanda won.
Yeah,
I'm holding to that. I
yeah.
watched the shit
I,
three
I'm
times. I
gonna
still think
say
she won.
people. I'm gonna say Boachuk, Virgil Ortiz, and the fuck is old boy that fights at 130. He fought, I think, Conceição. But I didn't think it was a robbery, but just everyone else thought it was a
Oh,
robbery.
you talking about Gary Antoine?
No, 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 no. He got dreads. What the fuck is this dude's name? Why am I tripping?
You talking about Shockey?
It's
Oh,
Gary
Yeah,
Shockey
Antoine.
Foster?
O'Shaquie Foster.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shockey Foster. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was a
Shockey Foster. I'm
robbery like a
tripping.
motherfucker.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Now for me, I didn't think the first fight was a robbery. Although everybody was like, nah, he won that fight. I'm like, listen, the thing where I give him, you could punch a guy, but there's two things that O'Shaquie uh wasn't he didn't check those boxes off for me. When I'm talking about effective aggression and effective punches, you had generalship, but I call it ring generalship if you fought the first fight mostly on your back foot.
Yeah. So I guess the point that I was trying to make to you, AC, is that
Yeah,
it was less common. Robberies were less common than they were common, right? Particularly
yeah,
last year. And, Riyadh season. I mean, you can argue one way or another. It's open to personal opinion. I see effective aggression a little bit differently in that just because you're more active and you're more aggressive, but if you're hitting hands and arms and actual shoulders, they're not effective, right? You're working harder than your opponent, but you're actually not landing accurate punches. So I'm never going to be a judge, and I don't want to be. But as we move forward into some of these fights, I would like to think that if someone wants to protect their brand and invest in so much money in it, like Riyadh Season and Turkey and those sorts of things, you're not going to invite a judge back. They might make the mistake the first time because they get, what we call it, hypnotized by a name, a Virgil Ortiz, and they're only watching a Virgil Ortiz and not a Boachuk.
Yeah.
That can happen,
Yes,
but
sir.
you don't invite them back, right? So I don't like the thought of actually seeing or going into intriguing fights and wonder whether there's a bigger play. There may well be, but I just don't want to think like that. Otherwise, I just can't watch the sport ever.
No, I get what you're saying, and I stand behind. There's a part of me that stands behind you and holds the same protest signs that you would be holding concerned in this area. But this is what I'm saying. To us boxing fans, perception is reality because we're not privy to the background things and things like that. So if it looks like, okay, there's a guy that they're trying to build up, right? It's a guy that they're trying to build up. We see some bad performances, but he still gets the gift of the nod. Is that due to the thing that you just gave a great credibility, a great answer to, and theory to, in saying, so are we looking at situations where the judges are starstruck because they might have been a fan of that fighter because of that person's name? You feel what I'm saying? Because
Well,
if you're going to judge a sport, you would also, I would guess, be a fan of the sport.
Well, the reality is that there's two other judges there with you. You're one of three that should be seeing exactly what you're seeing. So you would hope that there's no bias amongst all three judges. But I remember Sean Porter talking about it a little bit and just saying, look, when you're that close to the action, at the bigger name, it's easy for judges just to focus on them. Or one of the mistakes, it's not easy, but one of the mistakes some judges can make is just focusing on the champion or the big name, right? And let's not forget that the job to take someone's title is to beat them, right? Not get a split decision. If you want to take someone's belt and take their title, you've got to go in there and take it from them.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been.
I get that argument, but ever since I was young, I never really bought into it because I'm like, okay, there's two ways. There's several different ways to win a fight, but the two main is either I beat you on points or I stop you. What's the point of a scorecard if I can't beat you on points? I boxed better than you. So if I'm scoring the fight based on your boxing skill, and I get a split decision, I still beat you because I outboxed you.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that you can't afford to have swing rounds where it can go both ways.
Yeah.
Right? You need to go in and take every possible round that you can, right? And look, there's always going to be controversy in it because it's opinions, it's emotions, it's fan favorites, it's all those sorts of things. But let me ask, is Boachuk with Matchroom?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who Boachuk is.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know who he's with.
For real.
I've got a feeling that both Boachuk and Madrimov are somehow co-promoted under Matchroom. So what you actually get potentially is you actually get a Virgil and a Boachuk fighting on the 5v5 Golden Boy versus Matchroom later on in the year.
But
right?
you know what though, fellas? I think a lot of guys get the nods in these fights. Like you win rounds for not losing the round, if that makes sense. Because you so expected to get knocked the fuck out that once you get through the round without getting knocked out, a judge will just automatically give it to you. Because I think
Madrimov
judges
is
are
Eddie
fans
Hearn.
to a certain extent too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
What
get
about
what you
Boachuk?
said.
I'm about to look
I,
at board check.
I get what you're saying there, and you know that's also probably a dynamic. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Hell,
but
he made
all,
it through that round. I'll give it to him. You
no,
know,
I
even though
the
he
only
didn't do
reason
shit
why
but
I was
run type shit.
the only
Yeah.
reason why I was saying what I was saying was because DJ's what he said, even though it wasn't close, it kind of reminded me of something that this guy that's got this channel where he does these boxing analysis and stuff like that. So
Board Chuck,
he's
Board Chuck is Tom Loeffler, which you know Tom Loeffler was 360 Promotion.
oh okay, but basically the dude predicted these fights and did these fight videos, and some of the fighters that he predicted to lose, I was like, what are you watching that a person like me that don't do fight breakdown videos, what are you watching that I don't see? Because I don't see what you're talking about. You're showing things that are not accurate. But long story short was when I mentioned to him that he did a video and said, here's why Lomachenko beats Devin Haney, and I said, listen, Devin, he didn't beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney beat him. And then he texts back into the jump off. He said into the chat, he was like, listen, Devin Haney didn't beat him. He got a decision. And I was like, what? What kind of sense does that make?
Yeah,
It's
you either
called
get a
boxing. You're scored on points. He outpointed him, so he beat him. But he beat him in a boxing match. He outboxed him. That's how you get those points.
Right.
You don't
Look,
get the
right.
points for just walking in the ring. There's shit you got to do that gets you points.
For the
So
record,
it's
I think I had Loma winning that fight.
I did
uh-huh.
too.
For the record.
I did too. I had it close the next day, but yeah. No doubt.
well, AC, there's
Uh-huh.
probably going to be some of it left in the sport because rumor has it that if Spence and Fondora had a fought, that was a done deal, and Spence was always going to win that fight. Unless he got knocked out, Spence was going to win that fight. So you can join those dots any which way you want. It's disappointing, but that's what was going on in circles. I hope it's not the case, but look, I guess what I'm saying, like, I'm excited about what's going on. When I first met Nine and Heavy and Slick, we were in a drought. We had Jamel Charlo ducking everything, holding up the division. It was all sorts of fucked up, right? The heavyweights were doing nothing. Now we've just got activity, and even if there is an underlying, what would I call it, an underlying favourite going into a fight, from a fan, at least you get to see the contest. Without bringing everyone together, you never get to see the contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of think that when I look at overall, when I look at what Turk and has done for boxing, I have to go back to the Andy Ruiz AJ first fight because that kind of set the stage. They wanted to like test the water with that fight. You feel what I'm saying? And then you for a minute we started to hear that all of these other fights was going to start happening over in Saudi Arabia and stuff like that after that one. But I appreciate the fact that you were able to get these greedy promoters to come to the table. Now, for me, my issue has why we couldn't get the fights was because of the pay-per-view business model.
Yeah.
Every fight isn't a pay-per-view fight, but this is the best way that the promotional companies can make the money because they put up all the risk. They're only telling you to do your little LLC so you can get, a certain percentage that we don't have to pay you by co-promoting this thing.
But
So
there's
you
so
do your
much.
LLC, we give you a little co-promotional check to it. You feel what I'm saying? Now we can actually try to sell you into something that's reasonable, not your market value. You feel what I'm saying? If you are that name, not your market value, but we're just going to sell you something that's reasonable, and then tell you on the back end of that, of the pay-per-view, once those numbers come in, then we can split that and then give you what's at the gate. So you can be looking at a good amount of money. So when the Turk came in and he was willing to take part of that responsibility, backed by his government, which is a over $1 trillion asset and shit like that, it's easy to make the fights because the promoters is like, oh, I still get to promote this, so I
Yeah,
they
still
still
get
promote
this
it.
cut. I still
Let's-
get this cut. But then when I look at when I look at, let's just say the Turk never came in, right? And Jake Paul was still doing what he was doing. And let's just
Mhm.
say Jake Paul did what he still did with the Mike Tyson fight.
Uh-huh.
You feel what I'm saying? On Netflix. On Netflix. That gave us 2 championship fights on Netflix. So when that sinks in, then you understand the magnitude of what Jake Paul actually did. Because what I feel is boxing was always going to correct itself, because the fighters were starting to notice, and this is partly why things was getting slow, because the fighters knew that them being signed to these promotional company, I'm leaving millions on the table, and
I
they're
was
not going to let me know, because the contracts that I'm signing and these extensions by championships are basically remove me of my true leverage as an independent contractor. By this point, these people are supposed to work for me.
right.
But being now that I'm a champion under their company, it now makes me more of an employee.
Yeah, and I follow and sympathise with that a little bit. Not you personally, but I sympathise with it.
Yeah.
But I actually don't think that boxing fans are looking. I think that they're still in a coma from the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years of the boxing landscape. Because if boxing fans actually looked and stopped focusing on how much they've got to pay for a pay-per-view if they don't like it, I'm of the opinion, if you don't fucking like the card, don't pay for it. I'm not
Exactly.
suggesting you steal it, right? But what you're also getting under, say, DAZN, for example, is every Friday night you can watch new prospects all over the
Right.
world. All over the world fighting
Mhm.
for their life to get a contract with a promoter, right? And they go at it. You know, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, they go at it.
Mhm.
Every single weekend, if that was your appetite, you get that for free. Because you still get it on the weekends that they've got the big Riyadh seasons and the big main events. You get it every single weekend. So I heard you guys talking about the show times and the free fights and the prospects and the contenders that you used to get to watch. Well, actually, that's on the menu now. You're just
Yep.
not looking for it, or you actually just don't realize it. It's there right in front of you.
No, right. I agree.
But it's on a streaming platform. It's like the point I'm making is streaming is like taking it back to free TV to a certain degree. You're just paying for your subscription, and
Yeah.
you'll have access to whatever. Now, if you just focus on that streaming model and don't charge us a pay-per-view on your streaming platform, then you know how many subscribers you're going to get in renewed subscribers.
That's what
'Cause then
Netflix
you
did.
Yeah, and this is because the thing is, people say, "Oh, I just stream for that." No, you will stream for the other fights too. You will make sure your monthly subscription is paid.
Yeah.
This is how. So if your monthly subscription is $24, and you've got well over 100 million people paying for this boxing subscription, because let's just translate the Netflix numbers to DAZN, and they would get that number every month.
Right.
Yeah, but aside from the business model, because I know that it unfortunately, it gets us talking about it. But the reality is that when you look at a sport and you like the contest and you like the people and you'll pick and choose, like I'm sure that English Premier League fans, like absolute soccer fans, don't watch every single game. That's the
Right.
misconception, right? They follow Liverpool or they follow Man United or Arsenal or whoever it is. They don't give a fuck who Tottenham's playing, right? If they're not playing their side. And I think that boxing fans, to an extent, need to actually realise that you're never going to get a menu that suits you all the time. So where do you best invest your money? But I've got a question for all of you, but Nine specifically. Nine, if they're going to make this happen and Jai Opetaia and Zerto are going to be the main event, who's going to be the other 4 fights between Matchroom and Golden Boy?
Man.
You know what? I have no idea, man, because like I'm going back to with somebody. I believe you said it. I think, man, boxing fans are we're in a daze right now. We just came out of a fucked up relationship. Some of us got like a Stockholm syndrome, and that's how they dealing with it, waiting for the PBC to come back, and then some of us is just completely shutting down and just kind of like, I'll never date again. I don't trust nobody, and I'm one of those that, I don't really have trust like that in the boxing game. I really got to see some more. Just because you came, Turkey, and knocked on my door with roses, I don't know exactly how it's going to be. So I'm kind of like with that 5v5, bro, I'm expecting bullshit, but keeping my fingers crossed that I don't get it. So I don't know, bro. Just keep it above.
That's what I was going to say. I know it's going to be part of that, but who's going to be the real matchups? You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Tevin Farmer, Williams Zepeda. Then I'm seeing that they might match Williams Zepeda with somebody else we don't know.
Shakur for the 5v5.
Yeah. His name wasn't in it. It was somebody, a no name. I was like, who the fuck is that? But then Tevin Farmer came out on X saying that it's offered to him, but they want to put a weight clause on.
Who's the 2 companies? Who's the 2 promotional companies in
Golden Boy and Matchroom.
Golden Boy and Matchroom.
Yeah, they plan to do a Golden Boy Queensberry again, then a Golden Boy Matchroom.
Well, you could probably expect, depending on the timing of it, maybe Xander Zayas might be in there.
Well, that's top rank. He top rank.
No, I mean, yeah, he top rank. Why did not Xander Zayas?
Fellas, just to kind of double back on something else, D.
The fuck is
because
Berlanga
about the fighters on a lower level fighting or whatever, and they fighting for their lives just to get a contract. And that brings me to a whole nother subject. And this may be the old club fighter in me, you know what I mean? But it's a fight right now that's getting some steam, and I'm really wanting to see this fucking fight. And that's Greg Hackett versus Brian Norman Sr. I want to see that fucking fight. It's a 6-rounder. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
That's the stock that I come from.
BMK
I wasn't a world-class
that's
fighter. I fought in hotels. I fought in fucking ballrooms and all that shit. I fought in armories and shit. And this fight right here intrigues me.
Yo, man, my man be always talking about it. Bro, me and my homie always be talking about it on his channel, and you know what I'm saying?
Did you catch the
fight should have happened on Wallow's joint, but I was like, come on, man, that's BLK Prime, man. That's BLK Prime, bro.
Nine, did you catch the interview with Brian Norman Sr. on Heavy's channel?
Yes.
Well, see, he's doubling down. He wants a piece of that loudmouth. Tim
Bradley,
yeah, and he's ducking and weaving and doing all sorts of things. So look, that's good entertainment value. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I can't necessarily support a Jake Paul, but that shit right there, nigga, this shit right here, nigga, I fucks with that.
Yeah, because
why couldn't you fuck? Listen, I asked a lot of young fighters, and even some of the other fighters that I talked to. I was like, let me ask you a question: Would you fight on the Jake Paul card? He was like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
money.
That money and
it's
that exposure. Yeah.
yeah, it's like how many eyes will be on you for that card? Top Rank,
Facts.
Matchroom, DAZN, and PBC. If you gave and let's just say Riyadh season, if you put all of them together and they all did they all had their own night, they still wouldn't match what Jake Paul did in that one night.
Yeah.
And that's fucking crazy.
That's because
And
Jake
that
Paul
brings
had
me
that
back to the
following, though.
Norman thing on BOK Prime. I'm
Yeah.
not for Jake Paul shit, but that gives me even more reason to support two actual club fighters who fight 6-rounders. I'm all, man, I'll eat that shit up. That's
Yeah.
what
Right.
makes me compelled to say, yeah, fuck that. I'm buying that fight. I'm watching that
Yeah.
fucking fight.
I already
You know?
told you I'm watching. All right,
Yeah,
come on.
I'm watching it too,
And
bro.
it's only
but-
6 rounds, so we gonna cover it.
Yeah.
That'll be
I mean,
the
it's gonna be
quickest
funny.
live
I mean,
show that we covered
it's
ever.
gonna be funny and it's gonna be
I'm
entertaining.
just wondering. I'm just wondering if Jake, if Greg Hackett is actually working on that overhand right, because that boy will throw that
Yeah,
shit.
he
like
gonna need it.
He just throw it reckless. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm throwing.
Hey man, who's y'all pick in this fight?
I think Brian Norman gets it.
I'm kind of rocking with Brian Norman.
Yeah, I think Brian
Senior,
Norman gets
bro.
it.
I think he gonna fuck him up,
Yeah,
I think
bro.
Norman's just bigger. Like I think he's just gonna.
and he's in better shape. Like Brian Norman Senior is in great shape,
And he got more experience.
Mhm.
And he's got a better record.
Red record, more
Greg
experience.
Hackett only won like 3 fights or some shit, and probably
Yeah.
got like 2 knockouts or some shit.
Yeah.
So he's not really getting motherfuckers up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'll go with Brian Norman, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think he go. I think
Yeah, I'm
he
going
gonna
Brian
be
Norman,
funny
bro.
as hell. I think he gonna drop Greg Hackett with a body shot, bro. He just gonna be like, "Yep, I'm gonna take this nigga out with a body
He got
shot."
the height,
Keep it
the
real
reach,
simple.
the experience. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Or, like you said, Greg Hackett gonna need that fucking overhand.
He gonna
gonna
throw that
need it.
shit like he gonna.
And another thing though too that keeps you sharp, you know what I mean? If you constantly training fighters and doing mid work with fighters, believe it or not, that gets you sharper as a fighter because you see a lot of more punches coming at you better, and you can just pick them off because you used to doing mid work. I used
Right.
to do that shit with my son. I used to be like, all right, now you done with your training, hold the mitts for this kid over here, and I would get him
So
sharp.
if Brian Norman Senior wins that fight, does he get Greg Hackett's position over there on YSM?
No.
Nah,
For all the
he
marbles
get
and
that
shit.
weird belt that Greg Hackett got in one of them fights. They gave
Wallow
that dude
fights.
some belt. I was like,
Yeah,
what
Wallow.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, Wallow and then gave that dude a belt. I'm like, that's what he gonna take from him.
Now
Right.
that I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. Both of them, you know,
Hey,
it's
Sid,
like,
can you pull up their records real quick?
oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah. I want to do a deep dive into this shit. I may do that shit on my channel, bro. We may
Let's
do
see.
a deep dive, bro. Because
Hey.
I'm digging this fight, man. I am. I'm digging the fight.
Nine, explain this to me. 2 weeks out, at least, everyone's talking about, well, not everyone. There's some talk about the PBC card. Me personally, I've been honest. I won't steal it, but I'm not paying for it either. It just doesn't interest me. But
Mhm.
Clarissa Shields back in the ring, putting her undisputed on the line. Why is there no real talk about that?
Because she's in the news for other
No,
things.
she not. Actually, she not putting undisputed online. She a heavyweight.
No,
She
it's
got
undisputed,
one.
Slick.
How?
Oh,
She's only
Don't
one
you-
belt. She got one belt there.
don't you make me do this bloody whole.
I'm just saying. I want to know how because she got one belt at heavyweight. So how is they letting her put her belts on the line? That's crazy.
Who she's
They-
supposed to be fighting?
Because I'm old fashioned. I'm misogynist. I'm a fucking chauvinist, bro. I don't really get down with women's boxing like that. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You know what I mean? I'm old fashioned.
I
I'm
do.
too old
I
to
like it.
change my ways now, man. With
I
my
like
own
it.
misogynist ass, bro. Fuck that.
No,
Wow.
well, actually,
Traditional
every
gender
Friday
role.
night, I'm not having that 9 because every Friday night you're Casanova. You're taking your wife out and reminding her that she's the fucking shit. Look,
She is.
Slick, I'm looking at it now on boxing scene on the schedule. Undisputed heavyweight championship. Clarissa Shields, Danielle Perkins.
Oh,
How the fuck
Oh.
is it under? That is
I-
crazy.
it may be because she's got belts. Perkins got belts.
Oh, maybe she. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe she got the rest of them.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. 17 and 11.
Who? Brian Norman.
Brian Norman. Yep. His picture's not on here, bro. It's him right here, 17-11, and they got him lined up with Greg Hackett right here. Let's go to Greg
Wow, that
Hackett.
shit is actually on his box rec.
Damn, why they got Greg Hackett pictures like that, bro? God damn.
I ain't mad at him,
Oh.
man. I was 5 and
Look-
5 and 10.
Oh
You
man,
look-
my dude,
Look
my
at
dude,
look
three.
at
My
that.
dude,
Look at
dang,
that.
3. Why they got
That's
his
far
pictures like
from
that, bro? They wrong
flattering.
them motherfucker.
That nigga is 3 and 23.
Damn, bro.
Like, bruh.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, man. I'm
No
I'm going with Norman Senior, bro.
Yep. And they fighting
What?
the day after
Hackett's record doesn't
Keyshawn.
impress you, not?
So
What'd you
Saturday,
say?
Sunday, we gonna be live over here, bro. Yeah, that's
Greg Hackett.
crazy, bro.
Record doesn't impress you, not?
Crazy.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was shit.
It's a
it ain't
little-
even better than
Let's
my
say
record.
it's a little lopsided in the wrong direction, to be
He
honest.
said a little.
This dude did that be fucking me up, bro.
He said a little.
Man,
Oh,
I'm a little guy, bro. I fought at welterweight and junior middleweight and shit. I can remember one time I got a fight on a whim, just going to a fight card, and they was like, bro, we need a 168 pounder and shit. And I still didn't make weight, man. I was like 170 or some shit like that. Cause it was in between fights and I
Bruh.
took that fight. Got stopped. I didn't give a fuck, nigga. Give me my $600, nigga.
Right.
Oh, here's a. I don't want to go left field, but Slick, I got one for you.
What's
Barboza
that?
and Catterall. That's the other
Catterall.
question. Like, yeah, okay. Everyone else,
Catterall.
9.
No, I'm going with Catterall.
Barbosa and Catterall.
I'm going with Catterall, bro.
This is not the Barbosa. This is not the Barbosa of years ago, so I'm going with Catterall.
Yeah, I'll
Bro.
go with Catterall.
I'm going with Catterall, bro. What I saw from Barboza that last fight wasn't busy enough. Catterall could put on him. And it ain't gonna be enough that Barboza could do in them later rounds when Catterall, like, gas him
Catterall
something.
overwhelm me, man. He'll
Yeah,
overwhelm me.
exactly. It's gonna
Yeah.
be too much in the beginning. It's not like Catterall gonna slow start him and he can put him, early rounds out. Catterall gonna come out fighting, bro. So yeah, no. I
The
got
only
Catterall.
chance Barbosa got is like kind of try to time him or something with one of them.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Salute to Barboza taking the fight though, getting that money, but yeah, I got Catterall. 100%.
Slick, I think that RC's got a question there for you.
Yeah, he said, how was Spence and Fedor dead when it was never alive? Announced, no press conference, no nothing. That's a fact, bro. Like they kept going back and forth reneging, man. Like all that situation proved if you got the manila envelope, you can make anything happen. Because
you
the
know-
reason they gave why they said he can't fight now was the reason they gave him in the first place. Right? Then they turned it back on, and then now they turned it back off. It just makes me feel like that damn envelope wasn't enough money.
But
Hey,
ain't that what I've been
just
saying for
speaking
the
of that,
longest, bro? We've been
I
talking
feel
about
like
fights that we
PBC
haven't even had a press conference for. Think about
Right.
it. They announced it, even this Tank fight, bro. They announced this shit somewhere in like September or something. We just
Yep.
now getting the press conference like a month ago, bro. That's what
But
they've
this-
been doing.
this is
They've
a
been running out
question-
the play clock, bro.
this
Yeah.
is a question I
Rob,
had. Sorry to
hang
cut
on.
you. But basically, it was this. They in a statement that was released by somebody from ESPN or some shit like that. It might have been Carpenter or somebody like that.
Mhm.
They were saying that the WBC didn't allow the fight for several reasons. One of the
WO.
reasons was, I mean, no, WBC.
No, WO.
It was WBO.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
WO.
because I can give you a bit of history.
Wait,
on
wait,
all
wait,
this
wait, wait,
AC.
wait. But
Like, hang
basically,
on.
hold on. But
This-
basically, what was said was that he wasn't sanctioned. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he hadn't fought in a year and a half.
Yeah.
He never fought he never fought in 154, and he ain't fought nobody in the top 15.
Yeah.
Which was the ultimate reason in the beginning when they announced the fight. They was like, "Oh, he fight for Fedor," and then WO came out and said, "No, we not sanctioning it because he." The initial reason was he's never fought in 154, and he didn't fight nobody in the top 15. Then all of a sudden they said he could petition to give a reason, and they said the fight was back on. Now this time they said the year and a half layoff, he hasn't fought in the top 15 or whatnot, and he's coming off of a loss. But it's still the same reason that you gave in the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Slick, this actually went back, if you remember. This actually went back to the upset win that Fondora beat Tim Tszyu. Because what we didn't know back then is the winner that was expected to be Tim Tszyu would fight Errol Spence after that at 154 because Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence have been going at each other on social media for the last 2 years. Every fight that Tim Tszyu had, Errol would go on record on receipt to say, well, whoever it was, whether it was Mendoza, whether it was Harrison, was going to beat Tszyu, right? So they already had a promotion there to ride on. But Fondora won the fight, right? So things then went a little bit to shit. Then Bud coming up to 154, right, with the history he's got there with PBC, that just added to the shit. And so then it was a chess match, right? How do we block Bud? WBO said, Fondora, you've got to actually get into contract talks with Bud. Al Heyman went in, or PBC, Tom Brennan, whoever, went in and actually paid or influenced or whatever it was.
That was through the WBC. What they did.
No, WBO.
No, WO. It was the WO.
Right?
No, but y'all misunderstanding
on.
what I'm saying. Because Fondora, when that happened, remember he had 2 belts. When he
Still
beat
does.
Yeah, but they took one from him.
No, they didn't take no belts. He still was the WBC. He still is the WBC and the WBO champ.
Yeah, just hear me out though. That there was some gamesmanship in there that they blocked the conversations with the Bud and the Fondora fight because they injected Errol in at number 10 in the rankings at the WBO, and the WBO this was the first move and said, well, now we're reneging on that. That's garbage. We're kicking Errol back out of that WBO. Then they actually started to actually say, well, there was already a contract in negotiation to stop Bud coming in and taking the titles from PBC. It was all about PBC protecting the title over there in the WBC, and now they've been caught in no man's land. And let's be fair, Errol Spence had, off that loss, had no right to go up there and become the number 1 contender in the WBC.
Yeah, I've never heard that. I never heard that in history. Ever in fucking history, bro.
And the reason why I think that it was never officially announced is because PBC couldn't find a gymnasium that they could afford for the press conference.
Like they did Tank, right? About the college stadium.
I can also just to piggyback off that, I can also remember Leonard Ellerby saying, no, it's not going to happen. Bud is not getting that fight.
Yeah.
If anybody gets it,
it's gonna be Earl. Yep, he said it's gonna be Earl.
It's in house. Why would we let our fighter fight someone right there when we got a great fight that's in house? So,
what do y'all think Earl gonna do now? What do y'all think Earl gonna do now? Is he gonna retire or is he gonna?
I think he's going to 160.
You think Earl going to 160?
Yes, sir.
160.
Oh, yes, Lord.
Good luck.
God.
Oh, Lord.
For who? A Lara or
a Janabet?
Oh, he needs to stay away from Janabek.
Yeah,
Janabek will
boy.
just piece him up.
The problem I have with, I think Errol Spence could actually, if he had if he worked his way with a couple of fights before he went after Janabek, I think Errol Spence beat Janabek because I'm just gonna go back
What?
to
What?
Janabek's. I'm
I
going
can't.
to go back to Janabek's weight issue, making weight issues. You feel what I'm saying? Dude almost just killed himself a couple of fights ago. That's why you had to fight that easy ass light touch, so you can put that false picture in people's heads. You feel
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
I
This is
I
why
don't
you're
even see
choosing.
that.
This is
I,
why. This is why Janabek is also choosing to fight his from what it looks like he's gonna try to fight his a rematch with Denzel Bentley. This is why he did what he did with the WBO, knowing that Hamza was going in a different direction.
So
yeah.
what I say
let,
is this, bro. Fuck around and find out. If Earl goes to 160, his fate
Ooh.
will be the same fate that Danny Garcia's shit was. You don't get off the motherfucking couch after eating bonbons or eating all them good ass steaks and shit down there in Texas and shit and think
Nah,
that
he
you gonna
ain't
move
fat,
up
no,
in
bro.
weight.
He's not. The dude is not fat. He's in shape. Y'all, I don't know if y'all seen recent pictures.
I seen him, but shit, he
He's
ain't
in.
fought. He
It's the
not in fighting shape
inactivity and the
though.
fact that you
He's
took a
not
beating.
fighting shape,
Yeah.
but he's in shape. But the point I'm
Can
making is this.
I give you an example? Can I give you an
Go ahead.
example? And this is a real life example. I had a heavyweight fighter that I was fighting with, who I was coaching, and he fought a guy that another guy that we know had just fought, but the guy that we know who just fought him had just stopped him. So my guy was pretty much fighting a guy who just came off of a knockout loss. When we was back in the dressing room, I'm wrapping his hands. I told my guy to hit him with the hardest fucking punch you could possibly hit him with, even if it's on his motherfucking glove, on his arm, anything. Because what that's gonna do is take him back to that last moment when he got knocked the fuck out. And guess
Right.
what? His mind is gonna be fucked up. He's gonna panic. And you'll win the fight on points like my guy did, because it's something about, oh my God, not again. You know what I mean?
Right.
That
Right.
panic in the ring. And if the
Right.
panic, if the panic don't get you and make you run, then you're expending nervous energy, bro, and you'll get tired and we'll stop you anyway.
Right.
And that's
So-
all somebody has to do who's a seasoned fighter, who's not inactive, has to go in there and do is hit Errol Spence with a hard shot. And I guarantee you,
This is why.
I
But this is why
guarantee you.
I said Errol Spence goes in there, and
Okay,
he takes a couple of fights to get him acclimated to the weight and shit like that. And me personally, I think he could possibly beat Janabek. The person that I'm like, this is walking into a brick wall for you, is Hamza Shiraz.
But what I'm saying is this, bro.
So-
Read the room. Read the room.
Yeah.
Over there in the PBC, they not even throwing shows like that for him to get a couple of fights under his belt. Him getting a couple of fights under his belt is 2 years from now. These motherfuckers just threw 5 shows this year. He doesn't have that time like that. It ain't like he can
Yeah,
fight.
I don't know, but
play
but
this
look,
here.
I don't know where he
The-
goes from here. As far as, I don't think when he comes back, or if he makes a decision to actually come back, he's gonna want to sign with he's gonna want to be with PBC. I think he's probably gonna go independent and then do fight deals. Like
I can see that.
So
I can see
let
that.
me-
But it's something.
Let me throw something out there for all of you to think about.
Hold on, DJ, real
Right.
quick. Wasn't Fundora, if he took this fight and stepped in the ring, was saying he was gonna get stripped at one point?
What happened?
Fundora was supposed to get stripped for one of the belts, bro.
The WBO.
WBO.
Okay, that's what it. Okay,
Right.
that's why I'm getting mixed up. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. If he, okay, thank y'all. I thought I was tripping.
If he would have
So
fought
I said
Errol,
this.
he was got stripped.
Okay. Right on. Right on.
What
Because
was
I
you
knew it
gonna
was
say,
only
D?
supposed to be for one belt. Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Jay. My bad, G. I just had to clear it up because
I
Rob
can
was
feel
saying
it. DJ
Fundora.
about to cook. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Don't apologize, Slick. It's your show.
No, because Rob was like Fundora's unified chancellor WO, Tim Zoo, and emailed WC when Charlo went to recess, and he said Fundora is kind of the man. But I was like, but if he fought Earl, it was probably for one belt, and I just couldn't remember what it was WC or WO.
He was going to
Okay.
only be able to
So-
fight for the WBC belt.
Yeah, that's what it
WBO
was.
was going to strip him based on what y'all, not even based on the off those facts, because he first was in actual talks mandated by the WBO because Bud used his super champion
Right.
jump off to hop the line. So they were supposed to do that. Then you told everybody you needed time to actually start negotiating because your nose or some shit like that after the Tim Zoo fight.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You said you wouldn't be ready to
He
start
got on
talking or come back.
He got on that
till at least
PBC injury
December.
reserve list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
running out the play clock, bro. That's all.
yeah,
Just running out the play clock.
he was trying to stall shit out till December before he could even start to really sit down and talk to Bud. But you was already talking to Bud. Y'all already was dealing with the terms. You already agreed to most of the terms and shit like that. So then you completely walk away from that to then turn around and tell everybody, you feel what I'm saying? You're gonna fight Errol Spence, and you're injured, and you need till December to actually be able to re-speak to Bud and shit like that. Like, come on, bro.
Right.
We knew that. That's why everybody was applauding the fact that the WBO was gonna strip him the minute they did it, and then it even was supposed to go to a purse bid. There was even talks of a purse bid and shit like that. So what I was bringing in before was I may have got it confused on who was saying what about the weight cut and everything, because I was like, wait a minute, did I hear the WBC? Because I wasn't in front of it. I was just listening to it while I was walking back and forth, and that's where I thought they said that he wasn't in there. He wasn't ranked, and I was like, wait a minute, he's sitting there number one ranked at the WBC. So who the fuck said he's not ranked?
Right.
All right. If
Go
I
ahead,
have a turn
DJ.
now.
Yeah, go ahead, DJ.
So let's entertain the same theory there, that it's not too far-fetched that Spence goes to 160. And I'm going to drag you back to the end of March last year, right? And I already spoke about it. I said that Tim Zoo, with the history that he's got with Spence, was going to be a decent draw card with PBC. Tim Zoo also owes our, 2 fights now. No, yeah, 2. Because to fight, to get his ass whooped there off Murdazaliev, he went from a 2-fight deal to a 3-fight deal. So Tim Zoo and No Limit still owe PBC a couple of fights, right? And you're not getting out of that easy.
Right.
I suggested that when Tim Zoo, with his brother coming up through the ranks, that they didn't want to actually be in the same division, right? And I reckon that Tim Zoo might actually, because it's absolute fucking warfare at 154, if you're not at the top of your game, right, that it might be an easier path at 160 to get to a title fight. So,
where the coast is clear, yeah.
Given that Spence and Tim Zoo are both coming off losses, and Tim's got a reason to go to 160, why might that not be an in-house fight for Spence and Zoo? That if people have got a history in following it, that might do decent numbers.
Hey, I gotta say it like how DJ said. What'd you say? It's simple maths.
This is why
he put that shit together. Hey, he made perfect sense with that one.
That makes sense.
I've been putting this theory out for ever since Errol Spence lost. at 47. I was like,
Damn.
just skip 54, because if Bud is going up to 54, you've got all of these young dudes at 54. You've got, I don't think Errol wants to come off a loss and face
Right.
any of those guys, any of those really tough guys at 54. Where he goes for me, which makes the most sense for him coming off that type of loss, you go to 160, you get yourself acclimated. And I was saying if he would have did it way back then, I was like, he could easily become undisputed at 160,
Yeah, he
because
got to drag somebody. He got to drag somebody from 54 or 147 with him. Them incumbent champions there. Nah, I don't see him beat none of those dudes, bro.
You don't see him beating a
not
Lara
running through him like that.
Nah, hell no.
You don't see Errol Spence beating Laura or Adamas, and all I'm gonna say is try to remove recency bias. Try to remove recency bias.
I'm not.
What I'm
gonna
saying
tell
is
you,
Laura been parking shit. His last he's got like 3 or 4 knockouts in a row.
All
Laura
of a
ain't
sudden,
never
bro.
came out like this.
Yeah.
Laura been parking shit. Think about it. How many knockouts he done had in a row, bro?
Yeah, about 4.
About 4 of them, bro. You don't want Lord didn't hit his stride. He said, fuck all that Cuban boxing shit. He been parking niggas. Like sleepy time. But with that being said, fellas, I'm gonna have to bid y'all adieu, bro. It's like 1:45 here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's late than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I got a nice warm bed with a nice soft wife to lay up under.
I hear you.
Now, man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and fuck with the homie 50. And remember, bro, it don't cost much to pay a motherfucking attention to a pimp. Holla.
Facts. One. But yeah, no, that made perfect sense what DJ saying, because he got to fight Tim Tszyu. But I get what you saying though. But Lord gonna be tough. Adamas gonna be tough. But I think the key thing that you saying, AC, you gotta get acclimated to it first.
Yeah, because I'm saying it like this. I'm saying it like this. The body work, and I'm removing recency bias because you lost to the number 1 pound for pound guy. None of these guys at 60 are that guy.
Oh no.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah. The tough is tough.
I also have to give him his credit for what he did at 47 in capturing all 3 of the belts, basically, owning that division and shit like that. Even though I was a Bud fan, I was like, look, I still give Errol Spence his credit. He's the king of that division. Bud got to dethrone the king of that division, which is Errol Spence. Yeah. Regardless of the fact that I think he beats him, I got to give that man his props. So,
you're right. You're right on that standpoint.
So what I'm saying about the argument that I was making, right after the fight and shit like that, I was like, look, bro, he go to 160. When I look at shit and I'm saying, all right, Errol Spence that now doesn't have to worry about weight cuts and everything. He can kind of like eat the way he want, and he's within 15 pounds of his walk around weight, because the dude is not tall. So once he put on some weight, it's gonna look like it. You feel what I'm saying? So it won't be hard for him to lose the weight. He's talking 15 to 20 pounds instead of 40, instead of 30 something to 40 pounds. So that's going to be a lot healthier for him and shit like that. And I think his punching power is going to carry with him. And I think he's going to feel a lot better at 160.
I don't hate that idea. I just think that in the current landscape, you've got to be honest and say that most likely it's got to be an in-house fight for Errol Spence. PBC. Right? So if it's not at 154 against Fondora or Erickson Lubin or Mel Charlo, if he goes to 160, what's he get? He gets Tim Tszyu, Maul Charlo, or...
No, Maul is at 168.
Yeah, well, that's the rumor, but boxing's all about rumors, right?
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is if you're on the way out and you want to earn some cash to actually balance the books, and you need to get an Errol Spence and a Tim Zoo off the books, why wouldn't that make sense? I'm just looking at it that from that perspective.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
not a,
that makes a lot of sense when you look at it from there. But when I'm just saying, all right, that makes sense for that. But moving forward after that fight, just for the sake of Errol Spence and his comeback, what would be fights he could do like right after the Tim Zoo fight? I would say maybe
he
go after
doesn't
a legacy
he doesn't
name.
beat Janabek, in my
Janibek,
opinion.
that's what I was trying to get. Janibek's gonna be last.
Yeah,
He fuck
Janabek
around,
is
beat.
last. So what I'm saying is this: he fights, a Shane Mosley Jr. Legacy name.
There you go.
You
Right.
you feel what I'm saying? Legacy name,
I can see
good
that.
solid name to really establish yourself as a 160 pounder.
And
feel what I'm
Shane gonna
saying?
sign it with no problem.
Exactly. So either after that fight, you feel what I'm saying? You're gonna maybe look at one other fight, and this is big. It's gonna take you back to some place that I know he'll want to go and fight at because it's gonna be a bag involved in it. Errol Spence versus Chris Eubanks Jr. in the UK.
Yeah.
That's like his revisiting Cale Brook all over again.
Right. Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, he definitely going to rebuild this stuff. I get where you're going with it.
Yeah, and then maybe start to look at let's say whatever champion, whatever sanctioning body you want to go in with. If the PBC want to put you across the board, then it is what it is. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
But I feel the Tim Zoo fight. The Tim Zoo fight would
I
get
could see
everybody
both
back
of
looking
them.
at him.
Yeah, I
Well,
could see
it's-
both of them going up to because it makes sense.
Well,
It does.
Tim can't stay at 154 if he's going to give his little brother an opportunity to work up the rankings. They're going to end up at loggerheads, and just
Right.
like Maul and Mel Charlo, you don't want to be. You'd prefer not to be competing in the same division. So I always said, and look, Tim's always said that he'll go to 160. Now, let's be fair. The jury's out after 2 losses, whether he's elite or he's not elite. But the name carries weight from a promotional value and a monetary value for promoters and those sorts of things. So if Errol's wants to have, it's not going to be a $2 million or a $3 million bag under PBC, but it's a legitimate fight that generates enough money for Errol to say, thanks for coming, I'm retiring, I'm on my way. Errol's too far now into his career to actually go biting and chewing on another division that is the middleweight, in my opinion. It's not to say that he can't beat a lot of people in there. I still hold Errol in high regard for what he's done. But a beatdown like he's just got, he's just not going to be the same fighter when he comes back. But he actually has the skills and the variation to cause someone like a Tim Zoo real problems. And to be honest, he could take the W there. I'm not that biased, being patriotic, that Errol, after both of them have copped a beatdown, that he can't get the W there. It's just when you talk
I would
about
say
mass.
Tim Zoo's beatdown. I don't know. I just watched the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. I give him a lot of respect because he was ready to fight through the whole thing. He had to be saved from himself, but he was definitely.
Well, they both did.
Well, they both did. But my thing is, this would be the one instance where Earl's layoff would benefit him more than, because he had more time to get over what the fuck happened to him. If that makes sense to y'all. You get what I'm saying? If he fight a Tim Zoo,
Tim Zoo is not anywhere close to a Bud Crawford.
Well, not Bud Crawford. I'm just saying that both of them went through a traumatizing loss. You get what I'm saying? And Earl has more time to try to wipe that out of his mind versus a Tim Zoo did. And this is one of the rare occasions where a layoff can kind of benefit you. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to y'all, you know.
No, it makes sense to me because at the end of the day, you know, when we watch fighters in the past, sometimes they would take 2 years off.
Right.
After a loss. It all depends on what level you were and how bad was the loss and shit like that. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta be able to get to the point where you know you passed it when you can laugh about it.
Right.
So, keeping with the theme, and I know, Slick, that you're keen to get out of here. You've been on for a while, so let's let you do that. I appreciate your time. But
right on.
My last question for tonight, unless something else comes up, but what's the biggest fight in-house that PBC can currently make?
They already doing it.
What, you think Benavidez Morrell's the biggest fight that they can actually do in-house?
Yep. They don't have anything else. There's nothing there. They're putting everything on their card. But what's my guy name? Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. That fight should have been had happened. Right? So they putting that on there.
Hang on. Steph Fulton's been bouncing between different weight classes. So
yeah, but when that fight happened, when Stephen Fulton beat Brandon Figueroa, I can tell you so many people felt like Stephen Fulton had lost that fight that should have been an immediate rematch. They waited so long. Now they want to bring it back because of that. They feel like the hype is still there. Nobody gives a damn about that fight. Nobody gives nothing about on that damn card except for the Benavidez fight. You know what I mean? To be fair. And that's the biggest fight they got. After that, they have nothing. They have Tank. But after the Tank fight, what do they have? They have nothing to garner you to say, I can't wait to the next PBC card. They have nothing.
See, I'm of a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that any fight between Fondora Spence versus Mel Charlo, with Mel Charlo's history and his fan base, I think that's actually the biggest fight that they can make in-house. Anything with Mel Charlo.
Fondora and Mel Charlo?
Either. Again, Mel versus Fondora or Mel versus Spence. Yeah, but like it has to be namesake now.
Right, but it has to. But if he's true about coming out of retirement, that's how I look at him. He retired to me. You know, he got to be serious about it. He got to come out and show himself or something for me to even think that's even warranted that Jamel gonna fight a Fondora or whatever the case may be, because he announced it, but you don't see nothing from him. It is what it is. Like, PBC has finally hit rock bottom, bro. They got 2 fights left that they're banking on, but then there's nothing you can add to the card. There's nothing. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see anything else besides Benavidez fight they can make unless Earl come out, like you say. That's a great proposal that you did. Earl fight Tim Zoo, get his feet wet there. If you fuck around, win, get another soft touch, like AC said, you know, and work his way up and mess around. Get who would I want first? I'll take Adames first because Adames will let him get in the inside. You know what I'm saying? And do his work. You know, get back acclimated there. You know, and make sure just Jennebeck last. Laura could beat in the middle because that'd be kind of fighting like what's my guy name? He beat Ugas, where he tries to stay on the outside and fight like that. You know, whatever. But Jennebeck gonna try to fight. Jennebeck gonna fight him, and Jennebeck got power in both hands, so that would definitely be the third fight. I don't see him going Jennebeck first, but if they get Earl off his ass,
I don't think the PBC can make a fight with Jennebeck. I think they're on such an island that I don't think that any PBC fighter.
We saw them loan people out though. We did see them. I like the word lease. They leased some people out over there to Turkey. if that money's astronomical for Earl, because you gotta think Earl is not a Tank, right? Tank hasn't lost. Tank is the face of PBC. You know, I'm not gonna let you steal that guy by giving him astronomical amounts of money, and he gonna just want to mess with you and leave me alone. Earl is coming off a loss. Earl needs to be revived,
Yeah, he
right?
has to go in the like for Earl's best bet for his revision for me is give PBC whatever fights that you have left, and you know go your own way. Now
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel what I'm saying? Like if Turk got big fights for Errol Spence because he showed up and showed out, and I think what Earl is like what 30, 32.
yeah. He up there.
Yeah, I don't even think he's 33 years old yet. So
Nah, I don't think so. Neither.
yeah, so you know, he's back you know, in different eras. This would be his real prime age. Unfortunately, he's missing out on them because he's laid off and shit like that. But you know, sometimes this is where I see fighters like turn that corner and something clicks within them when they hit that 30 stride. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right,
I
right.
think when he makes his return, and if he makes his return at 160, in which I'm really hoping for, um, you know, I think he can come back. I'd look at his work ethic and stuff like that, and that pressure off of his active jab with heavier hands. If that power uh, carries with him behind that weight, I think that boy gonna be a serious problem at 160.
Yeah, as long as he
Yeah,
don't just go to 160 and jump straight into problem.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Like it, I won't say you need a soft touch. You need a legitimate touch to say that you're definitely back. Like you
Tim
can't.
Zoo is a legitimate touch, but it's a touch that he has a
Well,
chance of winning.
yeah, exactly. So I think that 154, if people are kidding themselves, if you have a look at the title holders across there and the talent in there, that's too hard a task at 154 for anyone that's not at the top of their game.
yeah.
So, look,
Facts.
I'll leave it there. Thanks for your time, Slick. I need to do a couple of things.
Right on, DJ.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
AC. And
yeah, definitely, DJ. Always a pleasure, bro.
Slick, I want to come back and actually dive into a couple of these February fights and cards
Hey, we
when
gonna
you've
do
got
it.
time, because so much talk about Tank and Haney and Ryan and all these proposed fights.
That's why that's why I did an open discussion tonight. I was tired of that.
Then, like February, genuinely for a boxing fan, there's a lot there for you. There's
Ooh
a
wee. A lot.
there's a lot there, and not even including a Riyadh season that they're saying is the best card ever.
Right.
And it's pretty hard to disagree. Like you've got 3 title fights, and then you've got Virgil and Madrimov, the first fight of the night on the undercard. Like,
Right.
fuck.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Must
can't
see
get
TV.
excited about like if you can't get excited about those matchups, you're
Yeah.
kidding yourselves. And
Facts.
Eddie Hearn, I'll talk to you a little bit more about, is saying that now that Fury's retired, whether he's playing games or not, they're looking at putting Bacoli and Joshua over in Africa.
Yep. They that's what Turk said. He would like to have it in Africa, but if he can't, he'll put Wilder in their way.
Have you been tracking this Grand Prix? Have all the names been submitted and accepted
I
now?
haven't found it. I've been looking. I haven't found anything yet.
Well,
But
so
I've been looking.
the most up-to-date stuff that I've been looking at, Slick, is on the WBC official site.
Okay.
So there might be some updates, and I'll have a bit of a look at that. But the other thing is, I might give Rob a ring in the not-too-distant future. As soon as he hears Tim Zoo and DJ, he wants to go all in. Have a look at his comments. Cheeky
I
bugger.
see. All right.
All right. Thanks,
right
boys.
on, DJ. Right on. Man,
All right,
Yeah,
bro.
right on AC, man. Make sure you come back through, bro. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
for
back
sure.
up tomorrow.
For sure.
Respect, fam. All right, y'all, man. This was the open discussion, man. I do this every so often, man, because I have my topics, and then everybody come up on the people who want to participate in the show. I keep saying these aren't like plants, none of that stuff to come on the show. These are real people that want to participate in the show, and you can participate as well. You know what I'm saying? So I like to value everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? I believe iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? In this boxing space, different angles, just like really fighting in the ring. You know what I mean? Make you think. You know what I mean? So like, feel free to hit that link at the top. Anytime I tell you that it's pinned, you know what I mean? And like I said, I do this every so often, man. Let you control the show, and we talk about what you guys want to talk about, and that's how the show went today. That's how it went. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed every bit of it, man. I gotta give DJ. He came up with the point of the night though. If Earl was to go to 160, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Sousa Casino coming on. He always gonna state his opinion about Shakur. he don't like motherfuckers that he say they ain't dogs, but I value his opinion because I can tell he truly being him. Sousa AC, he real thorough, he real surgical with his shit. You know what I'm saying? He like me, bro. Like he be really, really into it. 9, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? My boy got that experience. Y'all make sure y'all go over there, 913 Boxer, hit that subscribe button, bro. We had a thorough discussion, I believe was yesterday. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else in the chat, man, salute to y'all. Real talk, man. Hey, y'all know the drill. Without me, there's no y'all. Real talk with y'all ugly ass. Hey, I'm your boy Slick 50, man. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, that like, and hit that like, bro. Hit the like. Quit playing, man. That's one of the rules over this way. You come in here, wipe your feet off. That means hit the like button. Everybody over there on X, retweet. Salutes to all my rewatch gang that check this out, all right? Again, the live podcast, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and we do fight parties on Saturdays, and if it's a fight on Sunday, which it will be, because we're going to definitely do the fight on Saturday, and then we're going to do Greg Hackett and Brian Norman on Sunday. So make sure y'all come through for that. It is what it is. Like I said, once again, I am your boy Slick 50, bro. I appreciate y'all. All right? Y'all be easy. Deuces, man.